as you got carried away by like a child. Uh, so we slept the night at the farmstead. We decided to take the girl with us, leave her in the cart um, while we explored the manor. There's this really like thick fog covering the place, and originally that building. Do you have the map? The building to like the left of us, it's like destroyed ruins, was like hidden by the mist until we got pretty close to it. There's nothing in there. So we carried on to continue exploring the main building. All the doors were locked. We tried lockpicking it, that didn't work. So Atalanta went loud and shot the lockout. Uh, we stepped into the building. There was a trap waiting for us. It was this like chimera looking thing. It shot like fire at us. I believe it was fire.
I just stabbed you guys.
Okay. Sorry, coughing.
How many people are sick?
I'm not sick. I
Oh,
just like inhaled some spit or something.
nice. How many people are sick or choking on their own spit?
I mean, I woke up
Me.
throwing up, so I don't know. I'm not coughing, but I've got something going on.
I have my seasonal allergies flaring up, so I'm all sinusy.
Cool. What about you, Will? How are you feeling?
Right as rain.
Nice. Okay.
As he just starts coughing.
Right? Well, Will, we got to look out for each other. Make sure that like me and you are on the far side of the end of the table and everyone else can hang out over there. We're going to have to separate our food today.
Hey, other than like accidental inhalation of stuff that I shouldn't be inhaling, I'm fine.
And I only have 2 bowls, so we're going to have to split the food 50-50. So you guys are going to have to share, and then me and Will will share.
I'm just gonna not eat.
I'll eat all of that that I'm allowed to. So
Carrots?
Because I know that I'm just having my seasonal stuff because all the leaves are falling off the tree.
Like,
always. So.
You're joking about it, but it probably would be something like carrots and chips. Or like crackers.
As long as you got some dressing for those carrots, I'm good.
No, they're just baby carrots,
Nah,
dude.
bro.
Don't be weird. Just eat them.
Hey, ranch dressing on carrots are good.
Oh, Steven did.
Did we lose someone?
Yeah, Steven disconnected.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well,
and he's back.
Let's get to the recap from one of the people down on the sick end of the table.
So after the trap, we started exploring the room. There's this weird, ominous stain on the floor that had like a spiral staircase with skulls on it. So we avoided that, went into a different room that was like barricaded. We've had to pretty much break down every door that we've entered. It was like a little office room, I'd say. Went to the next room. It was like a library with like a little fireplace. We found like a discarded scarf, some books, and like a bookend that was sitting in the fireplace for some reason. Turns out that scarf was magical and started to choke out Atalantir. So we got rid of it. Zane wanted to keep it for some reason. That was shot down pretty quickly.
Don't know why he'd want to keep a racist scarf.
We ended up just leaving it in the room, sitting on the floor.
No, we threw it in the fire pit. We threw it in.
But we didn't set it on fire. We just threw it in.
No,
it's in there. It's in there still, but it's not with the party, which is all I cared about. So we left that room through a different door, led up into like a dining room with these like stained glass frescoes covering a really nice view. They were discussing like the Runelords, I believe.
No, I believe it was a mural pattern of like different monsters they hunted.
Oh, okay.
Monsters coming out of a 7-sided box.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of that with associating that with the Runelords.
Good.
And then we went north out of that room. Well, I think it's north. I don't actually see the compass arrows on this map. I think it's still hidden in a fog
It's
wall.
north, but it's not really north. Remember, we had this
Okay.
weird thing where,
Oh, yeah.
the compass rose points north, but if you look at the little peninsula we're on, and you look at it on, like, the real map, on the overview, our peninsula on here looks like it's sticking out east, but really, the Foxglove Manor sticks out north.
Yeah, but north on the map.
Yes, north
Yeah,
on the map.
north on the map, and we went into that room. That I sensed a presence in there, and once everybody was in there, Atalanta moved a little bit and got something happened. Thought that Zane was his child and had to get out of the building as fast as humanly possible. So picked up Zane, who couldn't get away, and just booked it. We all chased after, and when we got outside, there was like four, I believe it was 3 or 4, like swarms of crows waiting for us.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Karen
They were
Storms.
Yeah, they were unkindnesses of ravens.
And we had
They
to
were all
deal with them,
Karens.
and that was where we ended the session.
We defeated the birds.
They were undead ravens, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why it would have been handy to have you around for like a channel energy. Probably would have destroyed them.
Yeah, they had a vulnerability
Probably
to
would've-
channel energy positive.
Yeah, that would have been
It's
a
okay.
good use of that ability.
It's okay, Zane.
Valia couldn't get
took
there
care
in
of them.
time to actually channel on them because she can also channel, even if hers aren't as good. But Zane and Atalantir with AoEs basically popped them up.
Yeah, Zane finally got to use his
Breath
his
weapon.
dragon breath.
It was dope.
I'm gonna patch a few
He
holes in what
puffed up.
David said, but I feel like he did a pretty good job generally. How does everyone else feel about it?
Yeah.
That seemed good.
I
Yeah.
am up to date. I feel filled with knowledge now because of it.
Okay.
The one thing that we know that also did happen that was not specifically addressed was Tibaru did use cure disease on the lady,
Yep.
and I'm not. And I was just mentioning that because I know that I need to be marked off on the sheet or whatever. that I'll
Okay,
use.
I'll mark myself off past.
Yeah, I didn't mess with your sheet at all last session. We didn't use any of your abilities last session, though you were around for all of this. Just as I normally do, adjusted encounters to fit the amount of people we had. Yeah, related to the use of that spell, person that's with you is in a cart like just off map to the northwest up the road. At least last time you checked. A couple times in the house, a few different people, only one at a time, conveniently, heard like someone crying upstairs. And there is an up and downstairs. At least you assume there's an upstairs, because outside it looks like there's multiple stories, and you guys found a set of stairs that leads downstairs. And then when we were in the room that caused Atalantir's like paternal instincts to kick in.
My boy.
Put me down.
That's
Poor
my
Zane.
boy.
That had to be really humiliating for Zane.
It was.
I had to protect
It
my
was.
boy.
When we were in the room that caused that to happen, Avelia kind of stumbled upon this idea that this house might just have a bunch of haunts on it, and that like none of the stuff you guys have dealt with is actually magical. It's just haunted.
Yep.
And that would answer a lot of the questions people had.
Yeah. And she rolled high enough on her knowledge religion to know that the sort of things that were going on were consistent with a haunt. So she shared that with the group.
Some of Adelantier's like more obscure knowledge came into play in the dining room with the glass panes depicting different monsters. He realized that like whoever put up these glass panes was doing like a complete and utter disservice to anyone in this dining room because a view from here has what he imagines to be the best view you would ever have of the Varisian Gulf from the coast.
The Foxgloves don't understand natural beauty.
What else? What else? There's probably a couple other things.
One minor note is Zane having a paranoia trip during our watch last night.
Oh yeah, there was that too.
Yeah, the corn is not what it seems.
Yes, we were being stalked by he who walks between the rows last night, but no one other than Zane saw him.
We all thought we all think he's just crazy.
I mean, when we were fighting
And a child,
scarecrows
apparently.
not that long ago, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, he only shared it with Atalantir. That was the one he woke up. You don't know what would have happened if he'd woke someone else up.
Well,
why
I
did
mean,
you
it
have
was
to
his
wake up
next. It was his next shift, so like.
But you had to wake up the one with 9 wisdom.
Hey, Avalio's only got an 8 wisdom.
What does
More-
Corgan have?
12.
I mean, Corgan's a dwarf. They get a bonus to that.
He's a normal dwarf. when it
Actually,
comes to wisdom.
me and Corgan have the same wisdom.
Nice.
Uh,
This is where
Great
stats
times.
and personality show their differences.
Yes.
A couple other notes. The spiral stain wasn't just like out in place. It was partially covered by a rug, so to like get the whole picture, the party had to move the rug.
Yeah.
They got some information about the foxgloves because there were some trophies that we didn't bring up throughout the house of various animals that they'd hunted. That's something that the foxgloves are known for that Corgan knows about.
And I believe-
Avid hunters.
There was a weird little like monkey head directly underneath the like on the wall directly underneath the puke pattern in the center of the main room. Maybe even main hall is actually a better term, but I guess it is like 2 rooms connected by a big hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, they ran out. There was a bunch of crows that weren't there before. There was like a few. I said crows. There were a few ravens when you guys first got here, but they kind of like flew off as you guys got close and came to check out this probably burnt down building. But when they came out, there was just like a couple thousand of them, just like watching them silently. They didn't do anything until like Atalantir and Zane started leaving the property.
Yeah,
They
they were
attacked
booking
them.
it.
Yep.
To like put it in perspective, Zane was not booking it. Atalantir was.
And
Atalantir was booking it with Zane.
At this point, Zane realized his efforts to escape were futile and was just letting Atalantir do what he wanted to.
And for context, I was carrying him like a parent would carry a small child. To add like extra humiliation to it.
Yeah. And Cecile was basically flying around giving Zane guidance, but Zane was also rolling horribly. So
It was. And again, it would have been kind of hard to try to pass a 22 CMD.
Literally, I would have to roll a natural 20
or
to
a
pass it
19, a 19 while Cecile
with
was
guidance.
guidancing you.
Yes.
Cecile's
That's
like, I
my
can
boy."
help. Cecile doing her normal, I can help. Trying to be helpful. Helpful bird.
Didn't
Beautiful,
help.
Jacob.
She tried, man. She tried.
It's the thought that counts.
It's fair. I guess I
Yes, it
didn't
does.
say it, but David, you can have your reroll for the day.
Alright.
Just don't forget to use it. And I ran your token. I don't know if you noticed earlier, Skylar, but I ran your token through the building in the different places that everyone
Oh,
went
yes, I
to.
did. Thank you. That was helpful.
I think there was like a couple items that Zane picked up in the building where Atalantir got attacked by a scarf.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, Avalia also picked up the angel statue.
And keep
Angel
in
statue
mind,
at bookend.
it attacked nobody else but me. Like,
You are the one who shot the door.
true, true. But Zane was the one who was trying to pick it in the first place.
but you actually damaged it.
This is true. All I did was pick it up and try to put it in a bag.
You were trying to steal a scarf.
I didn't know. There's no stealing involved.
Okay. Yeah, Tristan, you're breathing into the mic.
I guess we shall we get this stuff going? Ball rolling?
Yeah, back into the building, yes. Perfectly without running out of it again.
Are you two going to pull off that kind of stunt again? Or can we count on you to not spontaneously decide that Zane is your child and run out of the building?
Yeah, let's try not to do that again.
Yeah, let's try not to. As Zane just like crosses his arms in a hump.
And Atalantir just kind of scratches his head, kind of just looking at the ground.
Alright, well, we had heard sounds coming from upstairs. Our priority is to go and check the upstairs and see if there's someone in need of assistance up there, or if it's just more of the potential haunting noises.
I also would recommend maybe you have Cecile check on the woman as well. I hope those crows didn't get to her.
Cecile will go and fly over and just take a quick look at the cart situation. Come back.
There is a person in the place that you left them.
Okay. Cecile comes back. Tells everyone. She's okay in the cart.
That puts my mind at ease.
Do we want to try on the door to avoid the room that caused the freakout?
We could try one of the other rooms in the main hall. It looks likely that the next the room on the side of the stain could lead to the same chamber as the other doorway in the freakout room.
Alright.
I can't tell you how fucking confusing this map is. Just because of the way the stairwells are.
Right. Do we want to have Atalantir and Corrigan assist again on the door opening?
Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
Door are you opening?
Well, I ain't open.
The The one that we haven't opened? North one?
There's like 4.
You're standing by the south one right there.
Well, I can't. If I stand on the other one, I can't click the door.
Very small area, but you can't. I can get my cursor on the door. A little difficult.
Are you opening the
Try to
one to the
open the
south or
northern
the
door.
north?
The north.
Okay.
Alright,
You can
but
try
I gotta
helping
do my shit.
Atalantier.
That's what I'm about to do. Nice.
Hey. Go. Alia puts her shoulder to the door and shoves.
Nice.
Oh. Hey, I see stairs.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm sending you guys to the right floor. In all honesty.
There are a lot of
Um,
stairways on this map.
there are a lot of stairways.
I know the one closest to the statue goes down, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we know
You
that
said.
that one goes down. We know the one to the south of the Manticore goes down.
I'm not even confident based on this lineup now that I've said that. I
Oh.
think that might actually go up, but I think that one goes up as well. I can't fucking tell. This is a very confusing map
Yeah.
because that's like it's a spiral staircase, and as far as I can tell, it's the only one on the entire map. But there are multiple places with spiral staircases besides that. The underground area has a spiral staircase to get to it that doesn't look like that, but there's what I think is supposed to be the floor above, but it might not. Like, this map is weird, is what I'm
Sounds
getting at.
like it.
Sounds very confusing.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different parts to like where you guys haven't been yet. And all 4 of them are supposed to connect here as far as I can tell. Obviously like 2 of them should connect to each other. So just give me a second to like inspect this map.
Okay. I think if we knew that if the spiral one does go up, then I think we probably would have gone that way, since we were planning to go up.
Yeah, investigate those sounds and all that.
Well, I would have stated we should clear this floor first so we don't get damage from behind.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense too.
That does.
There's only a couple more doors that we know of to check on this floor, so we could clear those and then go up through whichever staircase leads up.
It looks like the 2 of the doors look like they might connect to the relatively the same place, judging from the map.
And there's one spot that like, okay, I think the stairwell you guys saw before, I think that goes up, and this one you open the door to the north, correct?
Yep.
That goes down. That's what I think. Can I can do like text on here, I think. Oh, this will probably do it in buildings, but I'm curious. Yeah, it'll do it in the buildings. That sucks.
Cool.
I'm gonna make notes. I'm gonna make Keller coordinated notes. And they will be beautiful and everyone will love them. I mean, you guys can do what you want. Like, shouldn't be anything stopping y'all from going.
Okay, well,
I know as a character, Atalanter would want to go upstairs and check on the screen, crying in case there's like a survivor in danger or something.
I think that we probably should clear the floor. Just to make sure there's nothing else down here that could be a problem first and then go. At the same time, Atalanter does have a good point. If there is a survivor, the longer we delay, the more chance there is that something could go wrong for them.
It was a very bad tactical idea to go up those stairs without clearing this floor.
I defer to the party, defer to the rest of you at this one. Either way, it's a good strategy.
I say we clear the rest of the floor, just because if we ever did want to retreat, we don't have to retreat into enemy territory. If that makes sense.
Then let's take care of the other door that we know right here, and then maybe we won't
Oh,
have
it's
to go
just so.
back. Maybe we won't have to go into the freakout room again.
Let's hope.
There's actually 3 doors you guys haven't opened up yet. There's the one in
Yeah.
front of you guys. There's the one connected to the room that Atalantier had their mix-up in. And then there's the door to the south of the door you just opened up.
Yep.
Oh, okay. For some reason, that's showing as revealed, so I thought we'd opened it, but that's fair.
Oh, no. Someone must have
Yeah,
clicked the reveal
it's-
button.
It's not revealed to me.
It's revealed to
I'm
me.
Yeah, Bali, I can see it. I'm not sure why, but
Alright.
okay. Let's try that one first. Then that makes the most sense. It's right there.
Yep.
Let me roll to try and assist you to open that. Did that actually stay in the sheet? Nope.
Cecile
what a
doesn't
waste
need
of
to
a point.
stand right next to you. Avelia, you can just have her next to the party.
Okay.
All right, now we might make my check, point out the problems in the. Ooh, I'm rolling good today.
All right. Let's hope Avalia also rolls good.
Why do I have a feeling that my combat's going to be trash because I'm rolling so well?
Okay. Shove.
Sure. Stairwell, this one going up. That was where part of my problem was. I assumed the stairwells that looked exactly the same were going in the same direction, but they're not. One goes up and one goes down.
Alright.
Okay.
Sense?
Right. Now let's try the other one.
Strength check, assist again. Not with that
Yeah.
roll.
Rough.
Oh,
Rolling like a GM today.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Avalia has gotten good luck so far. I'm not sure how long her good luck on breaking down doors is gonna last, but here we go.
Nice.
And it holds.
Shove.
Very small hallway with a door on the other side of it.
I'm gonna assume that I can't assist because I physically can't reach the door while Avelia's in the way.
No. That's just a byproduct of the layout plan. You can help her.
Okay.
Alright, there's a couple of doors. Looks like one of them leads back to the freakout room. There's another door at the other end of the hallway.
Let's
Yeah,
get
I
that
guess.
close door.
Yeah, take care of this one first. Right.
Nice. You open the door. You want to walk in? I'll give you a description. The oak-paneled chamber must have once been breathtaking, but is a very sad sight now. Floorboards are warped with moisture, much like the rest of this building, and the paneling scratched and spotted with mold. A grand piano, its surface spotchy and keys warped, leans tiredly against the southeast corner.
It looks like this was the other entrance, one that Zane tried to pick first. There's a doorway that looks like it probably connects to the other same destination as the door in the hall.
Alright. Let's try this around.
Right.
Strength check for an assist. Why is it not saying in the chat? What is going on? I wonder with my rolls today.
Atalantir has some he's got some really good knowledge engineering, let's just say that. Alright, here we go.
An open door? And this is this room's about as big as the drawing room that you guys went into on the southern end. But in here is a very simple washroom with an ancient metal tub stands on the northern wall. There's a ring of mildew you can see that crusts the inner surface of it. And strange furtive scratching comes from inside the tub.
I don't think we want to go mess with that tub.
Is the mold growing? Or clawing at it? As I grab my trigger a little bit tighter. I kind of want to see what's in it, just in case it's an enemy.
Well, want to take a look. Not going to stop you. Just stay within 10 feet of me, because it makes it. If you stay close to me, better at resisting certain things. How do you convey? How would that be conveyed?
Oh god,
in
I don't
character?
know. Put any amount of character into it. You stand by me, brother, and together we can resist the woes of the haunt that.
Okay, yeah, I had no clue how to say it. I was just like, how would this be said?
Nah, if you
Yeah.
stand next to me, you'll get a +40 or fear-based save.
Fear-based save. Yeah.
I shall
sorry.
peer into the tub.
Yeah, you look into it and you see a rat. It's fallen into the tub and it can't seem to escape. It's trying to get out and it seems like really scared when you show up, but it's like disgusting, but you feel a little bit of pity at the same time because like you can tell that like when it looks up at you it has these like milky white eyes, like it's definitely fucking blind. And it's covered in tumors. Um, and it just starts shrieking when you come over. And it's trying to climb extremely, like, fiercely away from you.
That is the most disgusting rat I've ever seen in my life. And then I leave the room because I don't want to touch that. I comment, the thing looks diseased. It's got like tumors or something on it.
Poor thing.
You can all hear it
Check for the
shrieking
rat.
as it tries to climb out.
I feel bad for the blind rat.
Yeah, if it didn't look, like it was infectious, I would have lowered my weapon to get it out, but I don't want it even potentially touching me.
Perhaps we should give it a mercy kill?
Possible that it will manage to climb out itself.
Even if it does climb out, its the tumors may kill it eventually, giving it a slow, painful death.
Problem with that is if it is infectious, you're getting all that blood in the air.
True enough.
So maybe a little bit callous, but I do think we should leave it alone.
While our Shay's grace protects me from such ailments, I released it and then it happened to go after one of you. You are not, so I don't think freeing it ourselves is a good idea.
Alright,
I believe that's all of the rooms, though, since the only doors left lead to rooms we've already been in.
Hey, Avelia. You see the rat climb out of the hot tub.
Oh. Okay. Well, it looks like it was able to get out by itself. Maybe we should close this door and just leave it be.
It like runs into the door to the south that's closed, hits it at like full speed, and then starts running towards Corgan.
Morgan, you should shut the door.
yeah, I'll try to shut the door.
Give me initiative. Everyone else should give me initiative.
Do what?
Everyone else should give me initiative.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, shoot. If this might be what I think it is, I'm not going to say anything. A very scary rat.
Nylantier, you're up.
Is there a way I could reach the door?
No. The only person who can is Corgan.
Oh God. Oh God, I don't know what to do in this situation.
Oh man, that is one messed up looking rat.
That is a very messed up looking rat. The only thing I can think of that Adelaide deer could do is that's a mess. That's nasty.
Not doing good.
It's like someone gave a naked mole rat cancer. Ugh. Well, the only thing I can think of for Adelanter to do is perhaps give us an extra escape option. He's going to go a 5-foot step over here. Is there any way he could unlock the door from this side? Like some kind of unlocking mechanism? 'Cause if so, he's just going to unlock the door in case we have to get out of the house quickly.
No, there's no lock. The locks are external. Remember you shot one off?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was built into the doors or if it was just padlocked.
No, they're not built into the doors.
Okay.
Basically just two huge rings that you would use to pull the doors open that have been binded together.
Okay, in that case, oof. I really, you know what? I think he'll just load a bullet into his dragon pistol and wait till thing gets past Avelia and shoot it. If it gets past her,
Nice.
probably what he'll just do. That'll be my turn.
Yeah, Chibru's just gonna draw his falchion, and if it gets within melee range, take a hit. Otherwise, yeah, do nothing.
Okay. Brett like tries running past you, Corgan, but it stops, seems hesitant, and then tries to, you think, bite you.
Alright. I shut the door.
Okay.
And then I move away from the door. As I'm backing away from the door, can I see like the bottom of it? Is there like enough space for a rat to get underneath there?
This rat. Maybe?
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
You imagine
Coral
it would be
comment.
very painful if that rat tried to get through there.
Okay. Coral comment. I don't think it can get through, but keep an eye on it. And then just start.
Unless there's anything you guys want to do with the rat, we can end combat at this point.
Okay.
Nope.
We are done with the rat.
Yeah, I think we're done with the rat. That rat definitely looked sick.
And very ugly.
I mean, I'm hungry, but not that hungry.
Alia looks at Zane for a second and then's like, oh right, kobold.
And Adelanter will look at Zane and be like, "You try to eat that rat, I will personally punch you in the face to stop you."
Said I wasn't that hungry. Jeez.
Alright, I believe next order of business we should hurry upstairs and see if there is
Well,
someone who needs our help.
if I remember correctly, there's another door in the freakout room.
Yes, but the other door in the freakout room just leads to the hallway.
Like to the north?
That's a window.
Is that a window? That was a door.
Yeah, it's a window.
Oh, it is a window. Okay. Alright. Let's go upstairs.
How are you going upstairs?
Um,
Well, there is this large spiral staircase. It seems like the main
That-
method to get up the stairs.
that's a puke thing warned us about.
It could be.
What did the puke thing look like again, Jacob?
It was a dark blue, sickly green, and black mold that grew in a spiral pattern, and it looked like the bird's eye view of a spiraling staircase descending downwards, with each step littered with skulls and bones.
This staircase goes up, not down.
Want to hear a really dark interpretation of it?
Sure.
Every time you guys go up a floor, one of you will die.
That is a really dark interpretation.
Well, that's grim.
I mean,
Well,
skull and bones
Zane's keen
every
on
step.
us.
Going downwards, the opposite of up is down. Only 2 ways to go on most stairwells.
Down to hell.
So what I'm hearing is let's go downwards.
No, we need to go up. That's where we heard the crying from. There's someone who needs our help. We need to help them.
I agree with Avalia on this one.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm perfectly willing to lead the way up. If something happens, I'll be the first to experience it. And you can be in the back if you're very concerned about it, Zane.
I'd rather be in the middle.
I don't think that's a problem either. If everyone's willing, I'll start setting off, but
All right, I guess.
Okay.
Just like line
Right.
up from left to right in the big room you guys are in what order you want to climb up the stairs.
You want to take up the rear flank, Corkin, or should I?
I should. I got heavier armor than you.
Very well. I'll be right
So-
behind you.
If Avalia's in front, she should be the farthest right on the map.
Okay.
Are you going to leave them with just enough room to your left that there isn't enough space for them, Steven?
I moved Cecile out of the way.
Yeah, near spot well.
Okay. Cool. You guys take this spiral stairwell, and there's actually something kind of interesting about this.
One of you dies.
I roll a D5.
Well, good campaign, everybody.
It's time for Avalia's backup character.
Yeah, the Foxglove Banner falls. Everybody dies. Should have
Goes
checked
right
the
off the cliff.
structural integrity of it.
Should have known this place was terrible.
Yeah. We should have known because of their horrible taste in decorations. The building would have bad foundations.
That's fucked. These people have better taste than all of you combined.
Well, we meant regarding the room where they covered up the gorgeous.
Terrible.
I mean,
beauty.
Zane's tribe is quite beautiful up in the mountains, so.
I don't trust anything you say anymore. I don't believe you. Whether it's in or out of character, it's not there. As you guys are going
Well,
up this
shit.
stairwell to the next floor, can you give me perception checks?
Okay. Ooh, there's my bad roll.
Have the glorious thing that is Avalia not always having a penalty to perception checks anymore.
Okay, this is actually great.
Here's
Perfect. Yeah, as you guys are walking up the stairs, the sounds in the stairwell are echoing around, and you can hear the sounds of someone following you guys up the stairwell.
I turn around and brace myself.
Oh no, we're
I
disappearing.
immediately draw my pistol and follow Corgan's lead.
What's everyone else doing?
Ollie would glance back over her shoulder.
At the spiral stairwell, you can't see all the way back there.
Oh, right.
I mean, there are people following us up the stairwell. I'm like, all right.
Well, yeah, there are plenty of people following Avalia up the stairwell. She's first.
That's fair. Okay, you guys, I guess you see Zane, Tibaru, and Avelia just continue walking up the stairs as the two of you stop. You continue to hear the sounds as your party disappears from view.
Call back over my shoulder. There's somebody following us.
I think we need to hurry up and get off the staircase. Adventure
Just,
says, "Go ahead."
Avalia calls back. Just get off the stairs. I don't want to fight on this if there is someone there.
Right. I'll slowly start backstepping my way up the stairs. Keep my eye out.
And Linter does the same thing for the first few steps before turning around and just keeping an ear behind him.
You keep hearing the sounds as you guys make your way up the stairwell, and you're going to continue to hear it even when I stop you guys right now. Avelia, you've made it to the top of the stairwell. I haven't moved Cecile up just because of space, but she's here. I can put her at the back of the party. How about that?
Okay.
And there's a very, it's going to look tight to us, but it's a short hallway that leads to a Y intersection with a door right next to you that leads up, and like, kind of what looks like a long hallway to the north past that. More maps.
All the maps.
This fucking map is particularly confusing.
Well, yeah, they put both upper and basement on it. What design decision was that?
But I don't know. I can't justify it. I get it now, but it's still a weird. This mansion has a weird layout. But I guess that's what happens when you have rich people that are in charge of their own floor plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the Winchester mansion.
Okay. So we're still hearing the footsteps, right?
Are you just like walking right now, Avelia, or have you stopped at this door? Because if you stopped at this door, everyone behind you kind of has to stop.
Yeah, she stopped.
Okay. Yeah, then when you guys stop moving, it stops sounding like someone's following you.
It's very strange. Seems like another thing that's more evidence this place is haunted of some kind.
Or it's just a really good shadow.
Perhaps it's just the echoes of our feet, of our footsteps.
Possibly.
It's definitely
Alright.
not a valid spot to stand. Bunch of doorways and a hallway that splits at the end.
All right, everyone, let's get out of the stairwell at the very least. Figure out what we're gonna do next.
Is there enough space for me? Because I can't see it.
If other people move, there is. Or you move past them.
Well, I'd like to continue keeping up the rear while there's a potential enemy behind us.
There should be
Come on,
enough
Zane,
space
you
for
gotta
the
keep
rear
moving.
door.
Why? Why does Zane have to keep moving?
So that the others can get into the room. He was literally blocking the hallway.
Well, I mean, I don't want to keep going into the room I don't know.
Yeah. People can move past him like you guys haven't before. I believe in you. Bunch of doors, bunch of directions, creaky floorboards, even more so than before.
Well,
There are a lot of doors. I think we should do this as methodically as possible. Not sure where the voice came from. Heard it since stairs.
and Lanter's going to go ahead and put his ear up to the door directly to his left. Listen. Does he hear anything?
Perception check. -5.
Oh,
That's the default
Right.
for trying to listen through a door.
that is true. Oh, that could have been so good.
Don't hear anything.
Yep. No sounds through this door. Anything on your end, Avalia?
I don't hear anything either. Perhaps we should try opening one of them and.
Let's just be very careful about this. I have a very bad feeling.
Just try to open the one to the right. We're going to assist.
Not this time. I want to keep an eye out behind us.
And Lantier will go ahead and make his assistance. Or go ahead and move up past Zane so you get eye on the door.
Yeah, Tibaru, do you want to give it a shove too?
Sure. What do I roll for that?
Strength.
General strength check.
Hey, yes. Right, Avalia pulled her against the door and shoves. And it was bound to happen eventually.
It was.
The door doesn't give.
Oh, you gonna break it down, or we go
Yeah.
on to the next one?
Yeah, Avalia will draw her sword and chop at it instead.
Okay. Gonna roll me 2d6. It's gonna take you 4 minutes to get through this door. But after hacking away at it for 4 minutes, an opening where the door once was has been created. Inside, you see a large room that features 2 padded chairs that you'd see as soon as you move in. As well as a long couch facing a wide alcove lined with stained glass windows. These windows depict a diverse array of animals and plants. From north to south, there's a large pale and ghostly scorpion, a gaunt man holding out his arms as a dozen bats hang from him, a moth with a strange skull-like pattern on its wings, a tangle of dull green plants with bell-shaped flowers, and a young maiden sitting astride as well in a forest with a spindly spider the size of a dog descending along a string of webbing above her. You want to give me knowledge arcana checks?
These people had some truly macabre tastes.
Sorry. Anyone else want to give me the knowledge arcana?
That is a good arcana.
You'd need to be in the
Yes,
room to see it.
You gotta enter the room there, Zane.
Sorry, my computer was being slow. Oh, and it's still being slow. Why can't I?
Because
get
only
in-
one of
okay,
those
there we go.
doors is open.
Alright, knowledge arcana.
Yeah. Nice.
And there we go.
Tibaru and Zane, you can tell that these paintings here, they're not paintings, sorry, these panels actually depict classic spell components for necromancy magic. There's scorpion venom, the first painting, vampire's breath, the second, tongues of dead moth wings, belladonna, and the heart of a maiden slain by poison. And Tibaru, you can tell that these components all have several known ties to lich formulae for making apotheosis.
Oh God.
The foxgloves were at least necromancers based on these paintings, and I think that from what I've seen, they were actually um, pursuing lich studies. So certainly the undead have a long history here.
That is disturbing.
I would like to establish something in lore for everyone, just to like maybe make some things more clear. I don't know if this will affect your comment or not, Tibaru.
All right.
But groups of people reaching out for something like lichdom is, even though like people trying to achieve lich status is uncommon, it's even less likely that it was actually a group of people. It's almost always an individual. Just because the vast majority of people in the world don't ever want something like a lich to happen. So it's actually far more likely that like one member of the family was doing this as opposed to the whole family, though it's not unheard of. It could be the whole family that was involved with, necromancy and trying to attain lich status.
This is a whole creepy ass haunted house. I'm letting that comment stand.
That's fair.
We need to be extra vigilant then. Liches are a truly abhorrent and dire threat. Something that I do not believe we are equipped to fight, if any of them actually achieved it.
I may not know what a lich is, but if it can be burned, you can bet your ass I'll be right there with my pistol in my hand.
Tibaru or Zane, you can both tell him what a lich is if you'd like.
I mean, as a player, I know what a lich is, but my character has no idea.
I know. Their characters do.
I mean, I'm sure Zane has seen something to do with a lich before. or at least felt a presence of something.
No, you have not.
No.
But you know what a lich
Oh.
is.
Well, then I will just relay that information to them.
Wow, that was boring.
I don't know. I personally don't know what a lich is.
Oh, okay. A lich is an undead guy who went through a bunch of steps, including like, it's normally a living person who becomes undead. But it's a way to achieve immortality by like splitting up your soul and adjusting your body so that you're like anywhere from like a pseudo undead to like an extremely intelligent undead creature. And you just send these what they're normally called phylacteries, which are things that you hold your soul in, and you'll send them around. You'll split them up as many times as you can while retaining your strength, and then you'll send them around to different places or give them to different people so that people can't find them, because the only way you can die once you've become a full lich is if all your phylacteries get destroyed. And it's not always as simple as like smash a vase. Like you can get some crazy phylacteries. If you're smart, you do something like put it inside a fucking adamantine golem or something like that.
Basically, like a undead archmage of sorts.
Yeah, some of them are. There are some liches that are clerics, and some that are wizards.
Magic is normally involved with it somehow, though. You pretty much always need magical aptitude to attain lich status, and it gets enhanced by this normally.
They're very, very, very hard to beat.
They are,
Ah.
yeah, they're a terrifying thing.
Like, if you want to look at it from a mechanical perspective, a lich is the kind of thing you would have as like a final boss for one of these APs.
Yeah.
Stuff that characters level 16 to 20 are dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means
Well,
if
I'm
we
only
fought one
level
right...
6.
we're level, yeah.
So if you like
Six.
extrapolate like the scaling of levelings, you would need like people who are roughly like 4 times better than you in every single way to deal with this.
You're not in any way, shape, or form equipped to deal with anything of this magnitude.
Yeah.
That you just leave and let the ghouls kill Sandpoint. Sandpoint's done at this point. Just go home. Go to Magnamar. Give up on Varisia. Get as far away as you can.
Just goes back to my tribe.
I'd go farther.
Well-
I would go to your tribe, tell them we need to leave. Maybe see if you
Nah.
can use those cloud
The
dragon
Cloud Dragon
bones
has
to
our
get to the outer
protection.
plane.
Well, I don't believe that there's likely actually a lich here, or the ghast probably wouldn't come here. But
Unless it was doing its
it's
bidding.
certain. It doesn't
I
change the
agree,
fact
if
that we
there-
need to do what we can.
I agree. If there were a lich here, we'd have already been made ourselves aware for invading their home.
But we cannot ignore the possibility that a lich may be involved in some way, some capacity. Perhaps that's the master this ghast keeps referring to in his letters.
The other thing is that people aspire to lichdom, but very few actually attain it.
They're still what, demi-liches though, right?
That is the thing. You can get partway through the process and not be a lich, but not be a lich. Actual
So-
mechanical example of that is the alchemist can take multiple discoveries. He has to take 3 of them to become a pseudo lich. And at any point in that process, you could technically claim like partial lichdom, because the first step is preserving all of your vital organs.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And it just gets worse from there until eventually you are effectively playing like a demi-lich.
I want to play a chaotic evil alchemist for some reason.
I tried playing Chaotic Good Alchemist when I tried Mummy's Mask as a player one time, and I was going down the Lichdom path. I was going to be a good guy Lich. So I could lead my people forever. That was his whole story arc, was to lead his tribe,
Just
and he
like,
just wanted
just
to do
like
it
kills
forever.
everybody
You don't have to be a
just to
bad
have him
guy.
safe in his.
Using that version of Lichdom, because it's not full-blown Lichdom, you can actually do it without doing anything bad. It's like the one way you can become a Lich that's the least worst. Like, you're still technically undead. Which
You're
is
still going
technically...
But you don't get the automatic alignment shifts that Paizo is so fond of.
Yeah.
Because in Paizo, negative energy equal evil.
Because, like... I mean, it's like, the steps you're taking are evil steps, but, like... It's the kind of thing that I could have justified with my character just because of how many good things the character's done.
But it's not going to stop you from getting hunted by every anti-done dead clergy in the world.
They literally can't tell you're a Lich.
It's not that kind of thing. There's different ways it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like I said, it's very different. I'm more of like a demi-lich than a proper lich if I do that with an alchemist, or if anyone does. And you're not...
Pseudo lich. I mean, a demi lich is something is a very specific creature. You're lich like.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anything else in this room, and we need to check and see if we can find the source of the voice. So, I think we check another set of doors.
Agreed.
Hopefully, I don't have to chop through it this time.
As Zenlantir grips his pistol even tighter, his hand firmly on the trigger.
Or trigger discipline. He gets startled, jumps, his finger twitches, and he shoots the wall.
Well, I mean, Zenlantir does tend to have an itchy trigger finger sometimes.
Corgan, you haven't heard anyone following you. You guys got out of the stairwell.
Alright. I'll
Right.
try
Shall
to
we
assist
open
with the
this
store
one?
then.
I don't know who opened the door to the north, but it is not open.
I just opened it temporarily as a way to get my character out quickly. I meant to close it right back, but just for mechanical purposes.
Right, so Corgan rolled, Atalantir and Tiberu want to help out too?
You don't get 3 people. Same as before, you can have one person physically helping you and letting Atalantir help you with his understanding of how doors work.
Okay.
His deep understanding of door circuitry. That's enough for the door to open up.
Alright, well, it shoves, door opens.
Inside, you see a moderately sized room with a stone fireplace in the northwestern portion of the chamber. There are paintings hung on the walls on the northern and southern end, covered in thick sheets of dusty cobwebs that obscure its subjects from your view.
There's a bunch of paintings. Not quite sure what they show, and there's another set of doors through here, so probably are going to want to check those before we move on to another room. Usual.
Alright, I'll bring up the rear if you guys want to enter.
Is also going to try brushing some of the cobwebs away from the paintings on the southern wall so you can see what they actually show.
Okay. So there's 3 paintings to the north and 5 to the south. And it kind of just does them in bulk, so I'm just gonna assume like you dust all the ones off to the south since it doesn't really break up how they're split.
Okay, sure.
Or actually, no, it's fine. You dust off, I don't know, the painting closest to you, the one farthest from the door you came in, and you see a young woman, probably actually like a child, like 10 or 11. Narrow face and short red hair and a very nice looking like dress. Like even for a noble woman, it's like something you would wear for this painting, you know? And underneath it says Zevia Foxglove, a little plaque.
Looks like this might be a hall of portraits for the family. At least if the others are like this.
All right.
But I don't think that any of that's going to help us with finding out what's going on, so...
I think that the more we learn about this family, the more it might be helpful. We know that they were into some very interesting things.
You
Like
guys
maybe some of these
are under
families
the
get
impression that
divorced.
there are haunts here, so the more you know about the area you're in is actually just generally speaking better, because haunts have plenty of different triggers and ways to deal with them, and quite often they're tied to the place they take place in. So having this knowledge can be helpful, but at the same time, I can see why some of you might not really care who the fuck you're looking at.
In that case, let's clear off all the paintings, see if we can learn anything from them.
Zane goes around and
Oh.
starts like dusting them off.
Zane, you're too short.
Oh well.
Atalanta will come up behind him and just kind of reach over him to dust it off.
No. I slap him away.
Oh, I thought a lantern was going to pick him up so that he could dust him off. It's a repeat.
Okay, I'm gonna say the southern ones get cleared off first, just because there's a little bit of a head start. But we can have them all get cleared off. I'll just run through the southern ones first.
Would you like me to pick
Z-
you up there, Zane?
Zane looks at him so menacingly and then walks away.
To the south, we see Traver and Rayleigh Foxglove, as well as their son, Aldern, and their two daughters, Sandella and Ziva Foxglove. They all have their own portraits and plaques. Traver is very tall and thin, but has a very even narrow face with a very thin mustache. And Cyreli, I don't even know how to... Cyreli, maybe? Is a very young-looking woman with long red hair and an impish smile. On the north, you guys see only 3 depictions. One of Voral Foxglove and Cassandra Foxglove, as well as the third and final one of their daughter. You can tell just by the way that she looks, and her name's Lori. Obviously Foxglove. Boral is tall, middle-aged, and he has long black hair, a clean-shaven face. Unlike his son, you can tell Traver is his son. He's wearing a dark blue nobleman's outfit, and you see that Cassandra is a woman with a very stern face. She has brunette hair, and there are a wisp of gray mixed in it. It's very short, by the way, and she's also wearing blue. She has this nice flowing blue dress on. So we have grandparents. If I'm understanding this correctly, we have like grandparents or great grandparents, grandparents, parents, children, like 4 generations here. And they're all lined up so that the people on the north are from the older generation, and the farther away from the doors you go in, the younger they are, and that's how is on the southern end too. So all the older members on the southern end are closest to the door you came in, and the youngest are farther down. And when like Atalantier and Zane finish clearing off the last portrait so that you can see it, when they finish clearing off like Lori, the temperature in the room drops dramatically, and you can see your breath now, as a bit of frost lingers in the air. It slithers across the room, this feeling you have, and all of the figures that you're looking at, their depictions suddenly shift in the painting, from those of living people to those of the dead. You see Cassandra and Lori slump into these misshapen, tumor-ridden corpses. Raver grows pale as long cuts open in his throat, and blood washes down over his chest. Why, Cyrele blackens and chars, and her arms, legs, and back twist as if broken in a dozen places. You see Aldrin's flesh darken with rot as his hair falls out and he deforms into a ghoul-like monster. Both Sandeli's and Ziva's portraits frost over, but otherwise remained unchanged. And Voral's entire portrait frame and all erupts into a sudden explosion of fungus and tumor growth. The wave of fungus and disease, it washes over the entire room in seconds before any of you have any time to react. And then the room suddenly reverts to normal.
Jeez.
Jeez, indeed.
Oh, that's ominous.
Yes, and did you see that one of them looked like a ghoul? It's Aldern. Maybe it's showing something.
There certainly seemed to be some reflection of their fates, perhaps, so this might have been quite helpful.
Oh, the most terrifying one was the one that changed and sent out the fungus and like disease appearance, because I don't know what that meant. The others looked like death or some sort of undead, but that, I don't know what that was.
It is noteworthy that Sandeli and Ziva's just froze over. I mean, they're all noteworthy, to be fair. Every single one of these is unique.
Perhaps the two there are not here, or were not here when whatever happened happened, or are still alive somewhere. Possible.
Well, at any rate, I think we need to just clear out what we need to do when you came here to do and get the hell out. I am getting very antsy.
Corgan,
I
you
do
know
not like
that
this place.
the Foxgloves are actually based out of Magnamar. They haven't lived here in like a few generations.
I'd explain that to the group. If they haven't lived here in a few generations, not a picture of Aldrin get here though.
That actually can be explained. And some of you might even know this. I'm not actually sure though. Aldern Foxglove came down here for the Swallowtail Festival, and his intent for coming down here was to restore his family's like ancestral home.
Ah,
Just coming to repair the mansion.
Incest.
I
For
don't
real.
I don't know how those two connect, but you do you.
Okay.
I think he was just making a play on words.
All right. Well, we need to
Anyway,
push
shall we get
onwards, but we should keep an eye out for anything. We were already looking for anything undead, but extra vigilant, because some of the fates of these people look, they may have had to do with that.
If I'm doing my math point right, at this point you guys should be extra vigilant.
Something like that.
Just based off conversations we've had in this house.
Yes, we are all on like super duper duper extra high alert.
As opposed to regular adventuring times where you're just on alert.
Yeah, well, this place is really unsettling. Even for someone who has a class feature that makes her immune to fear, she's still very unsettled by this place.
At this point, Atalantir is just ready to shoot at every noise the house makes.
it's a bad idea because me and Avelia would cause the floor to creak alarmingly in our armor.
Oh yes, with our full plate.
People
Alright,
in heavy armor and a floor in an old ass building that has water damage. I love it.
right. Ready to try the next room then.
Alright. I'll go up and help assist.
Would I?
There we go.
Hey, that's a good check.
Nice. The 18s on Atalantir's part today.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for combat to start and me start rolling like absolute crap.
Fuck, who knows? Maybe there won't be any combat this session.
Possible.
There was only combat at the end of last session.
True.
Yeah, door opens up. Inside, you see a bunch of furniture in here that spells out that this is a best room. Best room. Bedroom. This is the best bedroom. The best room. It seems really dusty and unkept, as you would expect from a place that no one's been in for a while. And it doesn't look like there's any major signs of water or mold damage in here, with the exception of when you walk in, Avelia, you can see the window to the north has a dark stain on the desk by it.
Doesn't look like anyone here for some time, but we should take a look at that. Whatever's wrong with the desk. Look at the
Right.
desk in general. Could have journal or notes or something. Could give us information about this place.
Zane would like to look at the desk.
Zane, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
And this is going to be a very personal one, but it's going to be relevant. And if you feel like we need to step away to have this conversation, that's okay. I would like to know who Zane loves most.
Out of the group?
Out of everyone in the world.
Oh.
Something you didn't think about, eh?
I have thought about it, and it'd be between himself and the Cloud Dragon.
Of course it'd be himself. Good old Zane.
You gotta make a
Very
choice.
sane answer.
You gotta give me an answer. I need one.
Actually, you know what? It's not a person.
It's a person. It has to be a person.
Oh, damn it.
It's the person you love most. That's what's important here.
Probably his protector, the Great Cloud Dragon.
Okay. As you approach the desk, you're overwhelmed with this feeling, this conviction that you've just killed your Cloud Dragon, and you're overwhelmed with this despair that moves you onto the desk. And there's this compulsory effect that leads to you opening up a drawer that you just somehow knew was there, that no one else had noticed as you were walking into the room, and you pull out what appears to be a silver handled dagger. And you guys see Zane try and slit his own throat.
Atalanter immediately like jumps forward to try to grab his hand, grab his arm.
Volley would also try to stop him.
Corgan would also
He's
try
right
to do the
there.
same.
Okay.
Zane just bawling, crying like, "No, don't
I-
stop me! Why?"
Can
And
I
just,
get
like-
initiative checks from the 3 people trying to stop him? Atalantir is the first one to get there. Do you have a dagger on your list, Kristen? On your sheet?
I actually do. Yeah.
Cool. I want you to try stabbing Atalantir as Atalantir tries to stop you.
Atalantir. Oh, wrong one. Oh, is it critical? Yeah.
Otherwise, I was going to have you coup de grace yourself. Just
Oh,
with a
dear.
dagger, though, so it's not like it would have... I mean... It'd have been
Well,
bad.
still have to make his. He'd have to make a fort save or die, because coup de grace.
Yeah, you try and take the knife from him, Atalantir, and then Zane like flips it around in his hands and he tries to go for your throat, but you hold him back. And then after like a few moments of holding him back, you realize you see this dagger in your hand, Zane. It just turns into this large splinter, this sharp length of wood. And that feeling that's coming over you, it's starting to decrease. Slowly, your senses are coming back.
My eyes are just like wide, and I'm like my jaw has dropped, and I'm heavily breathing like. And I slowly look down, and I'm like, start to
Well.
realize.
I hope
Huh?
this makes us even. I
Ooh.
carry you like a small child. You try to slit my throat. I'd say that makes us even.
What just happened?
Well, you just tried to
You-
kill yourself and then decided to try to kill me when I went to stop you.
I think somebody at this place killed themselves, and that's what the stain is. That you were seized by like a haunt, or residue of someone who had died here. What
Zane
exactly
just
did you feel
drops
like?
it. I felt like I just killed my great protector, the Cloud Dragon. No, I couldn't live with myself.
So if this is if it's an accurate, like, if what you felt is what the person here felt before killing themselves, then perhaps then it sounds like somebody here, maybe one of the Foxgloves, killed someone that they valued most and took their own life.
I hope that like this kind of dark stuff is okay. Hope
I'm
not-
Yeah.
enjoying it. Like,
I'm genuinely curious what the story of the family in this house was, and this has been really neat tidbits we're getting as things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it feels like a good Halloween story, even if Halloween's past. So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
God.
see what you said, Jacob. You said a lot of people don't like this part of the story. I've found it to be pretty neat.
I mean, not this story specifically, but haunts. A lot of people don't like haunts, and like I said last time when we talked about this, these haunts are done better than most. But at the same time, it's like we just had a haunt that could have killed Zane.
Yeah, this is very true.
Zane could have just died right now, and his fortitude saves are not good.
Right.
They're fine, but they're not good.
Yeah.
Let's finish checking the desk. See.
There's nothing else
My-
in the desk. Is Zane going to check it or someone else?
You know what? Zane's already been through enough. He's gonna step away from the desk
Avalia would go through.
and like go to the corner.
Go look out the window into the fog. Something that didn't get brought up about the fog earlier, Skylar, is that like, well, there is like fog over the surrounding area. It seems like the fog is kind of like behaving strangely, like covering certain things in ways it shouldn't be, almost as if it was trying to hide the burnt down building and the Foxglove Manor from all of you. It's like thicker around them.
Well, of course it is.
There's nothing else in the desk, Avelia.
Okay.
Leonter just kind of puts his shoulder on Zane's, or puts his hand on Zane's shoulder, like, "You okay?"
And Zane's just like staring off into the distance.
Don't worry. I
Or
doubt you.
we.
Doubt you could
Sorry.
kill your great protector, even if you wanted to.
He's like, but it felt like I did.
That's why we need to get out of this place as soon as possible. It's putting everyone on edge and bringing up emotions that in some cases are best left uncovered.
And Zane's just like traumatized by it at this point.
Come on, we got work that needs to be done.
How old does the bloodstain look? On the desk.
Give me a really tough heal check.
Can Cecile help?
No. No, why not? Yeah, Seal can help.
Maybe, maybe Avalia should help Cecile. Cecile's better at it. Yeah. Avalia was gonna try to assist Cecile because they're suffering. I forgot to, and because I forgot to add the two, I'm dumb. Right. Try this again. Significantly worse roll.
It's hard to place a date on this, but it's been here for some time.
Okay.
Enough for it to be like questionable whether or not it's a blood stain. Like I never called it one. It's safe to assume that it's one using the train of logic you guys have, but
yeah.
Enough for it to be questionable.
Okay. Alright, let's finish clearing this floor. There's still the chance somebody's here. If I'm becoming more convinced that it's probably just another, haunt voice that we heard.
Yeah, you guys can go up north if you want, or down south. There's stuff in both directions.
Try the, northmost door.
Okay.
I'll go open this list. Not with that roll. Jesus.
I got perception checks from everyone.
Oh, sure. You want that before my knowledge check?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it, sight-based?
Yes. I will always tell you if it's not.
Oh, okay.
I've been asking you to say it, but I feel like the last few sessions I've been doing it consistently, so I think at this point I'm used to it. I can just let you know if it's not.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Throw your check out now, Adelantier.
Alrighty. Ooh.
Nice.
Alright.
I feel like with my knowledge score, I technically can't fail an assist check with it.
As long as the DC is normal, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, is it a shove with her shoulder?
Opens up. Inside, you can see an iron tub that sits in the middle of the room, and the floorboards around it are sagging underneath the floor's weight, underneath the tub's weight.
Right, it looks like another washroom, and I don't think it's a good idea for us to go into this one because the floor looks like it might give way.
It's doubly so for me and you with our plate.
I mean, I think it would probably be
I-
safe for Zane, given how
I
much
was-
smaller and lighter he is, but
Just gonna say I could try to go look if it gets us out of here faster.
Ollie will move out of the way so that Zane can go in. Or actually, she doesn't actually have to leave the square. She'll just move out of the way so he let him pass.
And I start to look around.
Okay. You don't see anything worthy of note in here, with the exception of the tub.
Zane goes look and looks inside the tub.
You have to like walk downhill slightly at an angle, just because the floor has sagged a little bit. And you get over and you look in the tub, and it's just an empty iron tub. Creaks a little bit when you like lean on it so you can look over. You feel the floor shift beneath you slightly.
I creepily walk back slowly, but I end up going back to the back and be like, well, there's nothing in there.
Alright, thanks, Zane. I will move towards. There's two. The door that she saw to the left, and then there's actually two doors over here. Need to check them.
I will make a note that the door that you're in front of right now, Velia, has
Yeah.
a internal lock.
Oh. Alright, Zane, this door actually is locked, so
Yep, I'm on
might
it.
be your thing. Guess we are gonna need to scoot back.
Yeah, we need to all back up so Zane can get in there.
I mean, Zane's 3 foot tall. He can pretty much squeeze through you guys.
There are squeezing
Um,
penalties.
and then it is What is it
Don't you have
again?
a masterwork
Disable
disabled
device.
device?
All
Wait,
right.
don't you have a masterwork kit too for that? So
I
you
do.
have a +2.
Yes. +2. Disable that device. 24.
Not enough to unlock it.
Oh, well. I did my best. I'll
No one
step
else
to this
has
side.
disabled device.
No, but we have a guy with a gun.
Nice, that's true.
I have a disabled device, but it's exactly the same level as Zane's.
Turns out someone should have put effort into being good at disabled device.
Zane, maybe
I mean,
next time you level up, you should put some more skill points in there. It looks like you
Well,
have like 1 skill point in disabled device.
no, I've put 3.
my disabled device is same as with Zane's without the +2. So if I had the +2, would be 7.
Oh yeah, Zane. Zane, can Atalantir borrow your kit?
I guess.
Don't worry, I'll give it back.
Zane, like, hesitantly hands it over.
And I'll just gingerly take it and start seeing what I can do. +2.
Oh, Cecile will cast guidance on you.
Oh. That's a +1, right?
Yep. I'm going to actually drag the guidance effect on.
Oh, okay, that's right. That works.
Zane will cast guidance as well.
They don't stack.
Oh, never mind.
They give you the same kind of bonus.
Never mind, sorry.
All right. Disable. Wow. With everything, it's actually worse.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
that's because you rolled significantly worse, but
You also didn't give yourself the +2.
I
Ooh.
put it in a miscellaneous on my disabled device.
Why?
I don't know. If you want me to, I'll re-roll with it into modifiers instead.
Yeah. As
we'll
always,
recast guidance.
not a permanent effect. Do not put it in your miscellaneous modifier.
Okay. Okay. Even
Oof.
worse.
Rough.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, but doesn't look like I'm going to get anything from it. Here you go, Zane. You can have this back.
Zane takes it back and puts it in the bag.
Well, I can either shoot the lock, or we could try the other doors.
Try the other door first. Try the northern door. North of the 2.
Yeah. You guys gonna help him out?
Oh, there's not room for me to assist, alright.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a regular hallway. I just didn't have you help with the last one because it was a disabled device.
Yep.
Nice.
Alright. Alia your shoulder against the door and shoves.
Open door.
Oops.
Inside, you see what, much like many of these other rooms, must have been a fine chamber at one point, but this one has been destroyed. You see a bed that's been smashed, a mattress that's been torn apart. The walls have been gouged as if by knives. There's chairs that have been hacked apart, and the paintings on the walls are torn to pieces, with one exception. There's a portrait hanging on the northwest wall that seems to be untouched, although it hangs backwards. Unseen subject facing the wall.
like something bad happened here. So are they, is it necessarily knives, or could it also be claws?
I said knives. You can say what you want. It could be a pony.
That'd be impressive if a pony did that.
I don't know, looking back at the historical text, My Little Pony has brought up knives multiple times. It's all been cooking related, but still.
Oh, jeez.
Let's not
the
dip
the
into
slasher pony.
Let's not dip into My Little Pony creepypastas now. I've seen enough of those.
Okay.
They're actually very unsettling.
Right, so I don't know what to make of this other than that it looks like somebody might have gone crazy in this room. And that painting or portrait or whatever it is that's turned away from us looks quite suspicious.
Yep.
Let's turn it around.
Well, I think we're going to have to, at the very least, so we know what it was that was spared of this rampage.
I mean, what was spared of the rampage is quite likely what caused the rampage.
True, it could be. Right, I will, I'll turn it around. Be ready. It could be that something happens to me like has happened to others, and you guys get in position so that if I start to behave oddly, you can try to stop whatever's happening.
Alright.
Raleigh's going to move up. She's going to wait for a couple of the others to get in position, and then she'll turn it around.
This is actually something very interesting. Avelia, when you turn this portrait around, you see very beautiful looking Varisian woman. Seems to be sitting down in a blue dress. She has long black hair, big brown eyes, and dark red lips. She seems to be wearing a few pieces of jewelry, and seems to be looking directly at you. And there is a sudden wave of a fear that rushes over you. On the other hand, pull a map up real quick. What would this be? Sorry, I got some stuff I'm looking for. While Corgan, when you see this painting, you get a different feeling. You get this sudden wave of sadness that envelops you. You're feeling very sad, and Avelia is just full of fear. But they pass very quickly.
So, does anybody recognize this woman? She sort of gestures at the painting.
Oh,
Why this would have caused people to go on a... Or why this would have caused someone to rip apart the room.
I can inspect the woman, see if I recognize her or heard anything about someone who looks like this.
Avelia,
Yes.
you are going to be dizzy and staggered.
Okay, so I have the staggered condition.
Mm-hmm. But continue as we were.
Would Adelantier recognize the woman at all? As he inspects the painting.
You guys could give me knowledge local checks. Everyone can.
Awesome.
I don't have knowledge local.
Well, eat a dick.
God damn it.
When I say everyone, as always, I mean everyone who has it.
Tiberu saving the day.
Well, you can eat a dick.
Tiberu, this is Aisha Foxglove. She is Aldern Foxglove's wife.
This is a depiction of Aldern's wife, Aisha Foxglove. So again, something relevant to him seems to be appearing here.
It's Aisha.
Aisha, pardon me.
Beautiful name.
Is.
Not seeing staggered on the list of conditions to apply.
That's fine. Let's say that you, Avelia, were filled with this overwhelming hatred of women generally, and you wanted to attack yourself. How would you go about doing this?
I am not sure how she would attack herself. I'm not entirely sure that she can turn the weapon she has on herself realistically.
Oh yeah, let's get realism involved in our Pathfinder game. That'll be fun.
Well, I just meant it's kind of hard to hit yourself with a greatsword. Just because of the
Fall
mechanics
on
of
it.
wielding a greatsword. I guess she would try to stab herself with her greatsword. I guess.
Okay. You guys can give me initiative checks as you see Avelia try and kill herself.
Alright. Try to stop that.
Oof. Oh god. The low rolls. This is bad.
Well, you know, Avelia could roll low too.
Oh.
Boy. Of course not.
And she does.
She rolled low, but not low enough.
What was this? There's no save against whatever this is.
That's how haunts work.
Boy.
Yep.
So, I mean, you can try. Feel free to stab yourself. Good old coup de grace.
I'm pretty sure I'm just dead.
Well, you still have the roll, and you still got a chance to save yourself, so... Just make sure to do the critical modifier, I guess. This is good to grow.
That's what I'm saying. Because of how much damage she does, I don't think there's a chance of her actually not dying.
You got a chance to do your roll, though.
It's 10 plus damage dealt.
Yeah.
You got a lot of HP.
It doesn't matter. It just insta kills you if you make a save.
Just roll it, dude.
I'm trying to figure out how.
Well, you go to the modifiers. Hit critical, roll damage. And you're correct. It's possible that the roll ends up being impossible for you to succeed.
Like I said,
Steven?
Yeah.
You have the floor. Oh, I wasn't expecting you to make that. You would need to get a 52. 10 plus damage
20 is an
dealt.
automatic success.
Oh, is it?
Yep. 20 is always an automatic success. So Avalia takes her greatsword and stabs herself and dies.
Is that you're gonna be that unceremonial with it? I was kind of expecting something bigger since someone's dying.
So this is one of those situations where it's just an automatic kill, huh?
That coup
Well,
de grace works.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Okay. I would like to point something out here for you, Steven. Something that I don't appreciate. That's I understand that this is something difficult to deal with, but you're doing the thing that happens anytime you're unhappy, which is where you get really quiet and you just don't go along with whatever's going on. Like, this could be a really cool moment, and it just sucks now because you're not doing anything with it. Okay, yeah, we see Avelia. She takes her greatsword, flips it around, and as all of you move towards her to stop her, figured something like this might happen since Zane tried to do it at one point. She shoves it underneath her breastplate, and you see a bunch of blood begin to spill out from her guts. Falls to the ground. You hear this low moaning sound fall out of her mouth. Just collapses over. You hear clunk. Full of blood begins to form underneath her limp body.
Heel flies over. There's like a crying sound of grief from her. She just perches there on her. Trying to, perches there on her, just sort of mournfully. Seal hard enough to know.
Look over to her. Is there anything you can do?
She appears to be dead. That's beyond my abilities.
Is that thing next to Corrigan still standing?
What? What
At
thing?
this point,
The thing to the right?
Am I
Looks like
missing?
it looks like a desk to the right of Corrigan.
Yeah, it's one of the messed up pieces of furniture, I'm sure.
at this point, the seal also starts to change and shifts from looking like a bird first to looking like a helmet that has wings coming out of it. Golden, sort of hovering by her, and then shifts into this small, sort of humanoid, angelic figure. Just sort of just standing by her for a moment.
Oh, Corrigan swinging his weapon at the already shattered stuff in frustration.
And Atalantir puts one arm on Zane's shoulder as a kind of like that could have been you kind of feeling gesture, and puts his other hand, takes his hat off, and just kind of leans it against his chest and bows.
Zane goes up to Avelia and places 2 gold coins on her eyes.
Um, if it would be okay, could we take the 10-minute break now so that I can compose myself a little more to do a better job RPing this particular moment with Cecile at this point, since
Yeah, I'm okay with that. We can do 10-minute break here.
Alright.
Call it 27 after.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Same.
thank you. I will be back.
Well, chat, as you can see, life of an adventurer, it can be rough. And unfortunately, today, we lost one of the good ones. We'll have to speak of this more once we get back. I'm gonna go get some water. Probably stretch a little bit. Definitely stretch a little bit. Use the restroom. I recommend you do the same if you haven't up to this point. Maybe get a snack if you feel like it. But I'll be back soon.
thawed out. Oh, we have that. We have that. I am.
I'm back.
I am also back.
I am here. So, apologies. Just hard to be as enthusiastic as usual when your character just killed themselves. Sorry, I'm working on it.
Understood.
Well, this session just got very real very fast.
Yeah.
Last session was all lighthearted with my character turning into Zane's dad. Now this character we had two attempted suicides, one of which succeeded. Oh God! Way to pull a 180 on us, Jacob.
Is the life of an adventurer.
'Tis is true.
Next thing you know, one of us is going to go completely berserk and try to kill everyone else.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the haunt I would associate that with the most, the vengeful haunt, is the haunt that was associated with Avalia.
Oh, so that D4 roll was to determine how this haunt would have affected her.
I rolled multiple d4s. The first one was for how long she would be like, I'm spacing, for how long she would be dizzy and staggered, and then the second one was for how long she would be driven with the urge to attack the closest woman, which was her.
She's the only female in the party.
Otherwise, it would have been literally anyone else. You know, who is a woman. But there was no one.
Well, a seal technically, but
The
yeah.
seal was a bird, so that technically
A
classified
seal
her
is a
as
female
agender.
bird, but yeah.
As far as the mechanics go, she would have been considered agender since she was a bird.
Guess I'm going to need to roll up a new character.
I wonder if Missindale would be good for this this adventure.
She's from the Shackles. That's quite a ways away from here. I guess I could always.
Yeah, but people go to and from the Shackles all the time, don't they? Just a suggestion, just a thought. That's all.
Could be a an alchemist trying to be a demi-lich.
Jacob, can I just ask a question on that? How does that? What do I do at this point? I mean, I'm going to play Cecile for at least a few minutes for the purposes of reactions. Obviously, I mean, like generally, what do we go? How do I go about making a new character for the game in this situation? In the
Just
middle of a session and stuff.
take the character creation rules that I have and then modify them for appropriate level. You're not going to get a campaign trait, and you would get average wealth for your level.
Okay.
And
Well,
then-
okay. Actually, the first thing I guess we have to determine would be whether people are going to try to raise her, but that would probably be difficult.
You'd need to get her to Magnamar and have the money to do that. Know the cost of that spell.
Yeah.
Because
Cost
isn't
of
it 100
that.
times spell level? Is that correct? 100 gold times spell level?
I think so. Raise Dead is what, 4th level?
Well, don't you want I mean, yes, you could do Raise Dead, but I had Resurrection in mind. Raise Dead is much more achievable.
Yeah, the problem is Raise Dead requires.
They're both extremely expensive though, because they need
diamond worth 5,000 G.
Yeah.
So
You're looking at its cheapest, it's gonna be like 5,500 because you're gonna have to compensate them for that giant diamond.
And I think we're just at the threshold before which it would become feasible to really bring back party members who die. I think financially wise, so. Yeah. Well, at least she was fun to play.
She was one of our heavy hitters.
Yeah.
She will be missed.
If you can somehow get the money for it, you guys do have, depending on who you go to, probably a cleric. It's a day per caster level, so if you can somehow get that wealth, possibility.
Might be able to get at least a portion of it here, and I
don't know what kind of money you guys have though. As the party.
What kind of wealth do we have right now as a party?
I have 100 plat.
100 plat.
So that's 1,000 gold. Valia
Jesus.
had 139 gold on her.
And 13
platinum and 9 GP, so.
So altogether you guys have you have almost 4,000 gold.
And
you need 5,500.
You could also sell things
I was going to say, I don't know if it would be within Atalantir's character to do this, but he could sell his masterwork musket that might clear it out.
It's totally against Zane to do that because he needs his gold for his hoard for spells.
So I'm guessing what I get from this is while some of the party probably would be willing to give up their financial things, Zane would not, and without Zane's money, there's no chance to bring her back.
There's definitely some assumptions being made there.
I mean, Zane has other possessions, but like the gold he absolutely does need to do his spells.
Question is, how many
Especially-
items do you guys have within the price that they can just regularly churn out that you're willing to get rid of? Like, I know you have a few more expensive items, including at least one that I think goes over their potential limit when it comes to monthly stuff, but the idea is you would need to get rid of some not so expensive things, and you'd need to get rid of multiple of them.
I have the spell book and possibly the ring of the force shield.
Does someone have a calculator on them?
I got one
Yeah,
on my,
I got my
computer
phone.
has one.
Okay. Let's do some quick math then. You guys have 2,276 gold.
Okay, 2,276.
Okay. And then platinum's times 10, so factoring in that times 10, converting it to gold, let's add another 1,270 gold.
Okay, that's 3,546.
And then you don't have enough copper to matter, but you have enough silver to condense to another 13 gold, so let's add that.
3,559.
Okay, so you guys have 3,559 gold before that, and you need to make just about 2,000 to be able to revive them, assuming you can quickly get to Magnamar.
And remind me, how much of a cost was it to masterwork an item?
300.
300? Just 300?
I thought it was
Yep.
different for armor and weapons.
And if
I thought Masterwork was just always 3.
It might be, but I thought it was different for the two.
Well, enhancing them, enchanting them costs different. But
I know that, but I'm pretty sure Masterwork is different for the two. I'll check though.
And you can only sell items up to 50% of their purchase price, right?
Actually, I need to check something real quick because I might just have made a mistake. I have a spell that goes off if I go below HP level, a certain HP amount. I'm not sure how this actually works.
Could that stop a coup de grace though?
I don't know. That's why I'm.
What spell is that?
It's called Hero's Defiance.
The instant before you are reduced to 0 or fewer HP, you can expand a use of Lay on Hands.
I don't think it would make any difference. I just
Yeah.
realized that might.
I'm still gonna read it all. There might be something in there. Yeah, because you would have. I guess it would have reduced it, but your Lay on Hands isn't gonna reduce the check enough to matter.
I looked up the masterwork. It is 150 for armor or shields and 300 for
okay.
weapons.
That was my bad then. I was sorry.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sorry. I got sidetracked looking at the spell.
Like I said, you probably can't sell above half your purchase price, right?
Sell for half-ish.
Yeah, they sell for half.
So if I sold my musket at the masterwork musket, I would only get like 900 gold back.
And I need to look at Magnamar's stats. I had them out at one point, but we stopped needing them a while ago.
And very retroactive at this point, so maybe not allowed. But would David have been able to use his reroll on his init?
On his what?
On his initiative roll?
Yeah, you could reroll.
You could have. Yeah.
Could get higher than Avalia. We might be able to retcon this whole thing.
That would be also Jacob.
How do people feel about that?
I am for that.
I'm certainly okay with that happening.
Yes.
Okay. I want to throw something out here then, because if we're okay with that, that leaves the door open in the future for this. We're setting a precedence.
Okay.
Okay. You can try and give me a reroll, David.
All right. And
I'm
I
gonna
had to
let you
beat
know it might
14?
not help.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have to beat a 14.
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
God damn it. Oh well. Worth a try.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing that you'd know is you could sell anything that Avalia has that's active. You know that you could probably sell any of her stuff.
Well, I'm just saying. Zane's one ring cost almost $9,000 or 9,000 gold.
Right, yeah, there was that communal. That was the thing that we gave to Zane to use because no one else could really make use of it at this point. And it was from the communal party loot.
Yes.
If you guys
But
go
with
to
that being
Magnamar and sell something, you can bring her back. I know you can.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you
Yeah.
want to get rid of.
Yeah, and it also depends on if you guys are, if the party on the whole is willing to, and I understand if they're not. Like, I get it. If you guys aren't, that's okay. I'll make a new character, and I will have Cecile see Avalia off in a meaningful speech thing that I've been figuring out for the last 10 minutes while we were on break. Because I was trying to RP properly, and I'm sorry I didn't be more descriptive, Jacob. I was in a stunned shock moment. Sorry.
That's fair. I do want people to be prepared for that in the future, though. Like, someone's death is big and important, but if we just leave it as an empty space, it's quite easy for it to go from, like, a staple of our story to, like, a depressing blot. And we don't want that. We're here to have fun. We can make fun of
Yes.
it, even if we lose someone in the party.
Sorry, I just was kind of taken off guard. That's all, and I will do my best to, better.
Yeah, they can definitely afford, because their base value is 12,800, and then their purchase limit is 75. So as long as you're selling something under that base value, you can definitely get it sold. Anything above that is just a chance as opposed to guaranteed, and then the purchase limit is like how much they can
I could
actually
easily
afford.
I should be able to sell both my musket and my mithril shirt and make enough to satisfy the limit.
You don't need to sell the musket.
And a thing to think about when we're talking about selling stuff is that, like, this death is, like, depending on, like, you need to be careful with what you sell because you are, like, actively lowering the strength of the party, right?
Right.
Yeah.
To varying degrees depending on what you sell. And then, if you guys just do a raised dead, the cheaper one, she's gonna have negative levels.
Which we would then have to.
You could get a resurrection though. I'm pretty sure. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure you can, because I think one of their higher level spellcasters is of the divine type. Resurrection's gonna cost a lot more though. Instead of 55, that would be 10,000
10,500.
700.
Oh,
Holy shit.
10,700. It'd be 10,700.
Yeah.
I don't think we can afford that.
If you guys sell enough, you can.
I think that the thing that is most sellable, or that hurts the party least, probably selling is of our magic stuff, is probably the shield ring, because the only one who was using it was Zane, and Zane is not often targeted in that way anyway. It was sort of a he's the only one who can use it situation. But
Plus, it has the creepy
Yeah.
Sihedron sigil, which is a
yeah.
problem.
I don't think Zane really cares about that, to be honest. The symbolism, anyway.
I'm just trying to find the like I know there's churches here. I'm just trying to find the people that belong to them and see if you can do a resurrection. Like I know what the max spell caster level is here, but I don't know if that's leaning into the divine, the arcane, which is important.
I mean, I would guess it's probably divine, given Magnamar is a center for a whole bunch of the Imperial Lord faiths.
That's what I'm thinking, but the thing that's making me think maybe that's not the case is the fact that if I look at notable NPCs, there are multiple arcane casters and no divine. And I'm having a hard time finding stuff about the churches themselves.
I get it if the ultimate decision is that we're not going to bring her back. I understand, and I'll make someone new.
I think the question is, like, if we can't get 10,000, like, would you rather have the negative levels or make a new character?
Another issue is time, because if I recall correctly, Magmar's about the same distance travel from here as Sandpoint. So
It'll
That was
take you
from
like
Sandpoint, though.
a day. It's going to take you like from where you are because you need to get back to the main road, which is towards Sandpoint, and then you need to travel again. And if we're talking hard riding, like it took 2 days, if you remember correctly,
To
for
get here from the sanatorium thing.
the marshal, like non-stop riding. Like he didn't stop riding, and he got from Sandpoint to Magnamar, and he had fresh horses. You won't have that luxury. So it's gonna take you multiple days to get there. Probably like 3.
Which is short enough time to still fall under the thing for raised dead.
Yeah,
'cause what's
it's not your life I'm worried about. It's you guys should be keeping that in your mind when it comes to dealing with the problem you have here,
Right.
which is
yeah,
ghouls.
because if we let this situation fester for that long, there is a high chance that it'll spread and put Magnamar or Sandpoint even more danger than it's already in.
Yeah.
And you guys already haven't been there for multiple days, right? So, with this being like probably a 7-day trip, round trip, that's over a week at that point since you guys have been back to Sandpoint. Been days at this point, right?
Yeah.
Been what, 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days.
At this point, we're practically scaling the life of one friend toward potentially the life of an entire village.
Yeah, like I think 1,100 people.
Yeah, that was a point that Corgo was going to bring up if people wanted to leave immediately.
And
I can say that she would certainly be willing to come back, because that is actually another thing. People get to choose if they accept being raised or not.
yeah, there's also that chance that Valia may just say no.
Well, I'm saying that she wouldn't say no, but
Yeah, I know.
she would come back. There are things to be done. There is business to be finished. She was in the middle of fighting against a great evil. She certainly would come back.
How would she feel if her party sacrificed an entire village for her? That's also a question.
Well, that's why we kind of make the decision on what we're gonna do regarding if we're gonna try to raise her or not, and then we conduct ourselves accordingly in character. I mean,
yeah.
Another thing I should bring up is, do any of us other than Tibaru actually know how resurrection works? Like Ray said, resurrection, because Corgan wouldn't have any idea how that works. He doesn't know how much money we need. He doesn't even know if we can do it.
Same with
Cecile
Atalantir.
Cecile knows how resurrection works. Cecile
Is
is
it-
a servant of she is a angelic servant of an imperial lord. Oh.
Zane doesn't.
As far as Atalantir knows, she's gone.
I think at least those of you from the big city would know at the very least that like it takes a fuck ton of money and you have to find the right person.
Also, even even resurrection would still give one permanent negative level we'd have to remove, so it's probably better to just do raise dead and then get restoration cast. One restoration, because we can't get multiple restorations cast up because that has a limit of 1 per week for purposes of negative levels. But that would get, if we were to do that, that would get her back to something resembling normal fighting capability. And then she would just, assuming she survived long enough to do so, would pay for another casting of that at some point, or pay, or obtain the material so Tibaru could cast it when Tibaru gained the ability to cast restoration. Or, this is just me spitball about what you do not need to try to get enough money for resurrection, is what I'm saying. Because of the fact that the main thing resurrection does is it gets around the requirement of having a mostly whole body.
At this
And
point,
the day limit.
Yes, the day limit. So resurrection, though raise dead is a 5th level spell, is that for a caster to cast it, they have to be at least level. Shoot, I think they have to be level 10. It has to be within 10 days of the death for raise dead to work.
which means technically we have plenty of time. We could clear out the mansion, which would, and maybe rest a day, then make the 3-4 day trip to Magnamar. It should still put us within time.
The other question though is if you guys want to try to clear out the mansion without her.
I don't really think
Just
we have a choice in the
Hmm.
matter on that, personally.
I don't know. I was just putting out again, whatever you guys decide is fine. I have no there's no pressure on you to necessarily choose to raise. We can do.
I mean, Zaina's kind of accepted either way, so he just put 2 gold coins on her eyes. Because he understands either way.
Yeah, it does look like you could have either spell cast. They're both doable in Magnamar.
It wasn't like her, after she knew that there was the risk that things like this could happen, she wasn't going to let anyone else mess with the painting thing.
At this
because
point,
she
I feel
wasn't
like
gonna-
it should just be an in-character decision amongst the living party members.
Corgan would say I think we should take her out of the mansion. But we need to clear this place before we decide what to do.
As much as it pains me to say, I have to agree. We can't just leave this place like this. Lives are counting on us.
I will say I think anyone that interacts with something in the future should first turn their weapons over to somebody else, just in case.
Probably a good idea.
Oh shoot! I just
I
realized
mean-
something. Rules wise, it takes a move action to draw a weapon. You can't coup de grace. Your coup de grace is a full round action.
Are you telling me you didn't have your weapon out?
She probably did have her weapon.
I mean, she was turning around a painting. She would have never weapon out for that.
Oh, yeah, because you guys haven't done stuff like that before and said you had your weapons out. Let's use our logic here, which is that you guys have done plenty of things with your weapons out that you shouldn't have.
Yeah. And considering the location we're in, I feel like it's feasible that everybody would just be
Yeah,
ready
she would
for
just
combat.
hold on to it with one hand and just flip the painting over one-handed.
Yeah, she could just let the great sword rest the blade end rest on the floor.
Yeah, it's a precedent you guys have established before, and this is why every time you guys do something that isn't standard, I make it clear that, like, we are establishing how things work in the future, and we did that a long time ago when it comes to carrying weapons and doing certain activities.
Yep.
Alright,
Can we make it? Okay. Can we know though what we're gonna do so I know what I need to do?
Everyone here is either adamantly for or not directly opposed
Okay.
to staying, so at least until this is dealt with, they are staying. In which case, I would recommend you making a new character whether or not Avelia ends up being revived. Because with what's going to happen if they stay for this entire thing, I will tell you right now, there will probably be multiple sessions where Avelia isn't here, even if she does end up getting revived. So you might have, and this brings up a new thing to talk about, is that if you start playing a new character for a few sessions, I don't want you to play a new character if you're not actually going to put a bunch of effort into it. But at the same time, if you want to come back to Avelia after, she gets revived, I have no problem with that. The problem I have is if you make a character that you don't put any effort into, because that's just going to make everyone's time worse than it normally would be.
Right. Yeah.
I know that you can do that. I just want to make sure that you're going to do that if you decide to make a new character, since I believe there will be multiple sessions we play based on what the party has said before Avelia comes back.
Basically, you're just saying make sure to put effort into your character, even if it's temporary.
Yeah, I certainly will.
Okay.
Well, I was just trying. Okay. So right now, everyone is talking in character. Discuss it. I will.
They basically just come to the conclusion that they're gonna pull your body out of here and then come back and look through the rest of the complex, rest of the manor.
I think that's a good, fair assumption.
yeah, that's pretty much what we stated. Alright, I'll pick up Avelia's body.
Okay. I'll go put her outside. Where you want? Is she on map, off map? Doesn't matter.
Would bring her back to the cart.
Okay. Cool. I mean, we'll probably still have her token follow you around just so Steven has vision, but
okay.
Cecile would thank you. Thank you. Her.
Is Cecile gonna stay with Avelia, or is she gonna go with the party?
She's gonna stay with Avalia.
Okay. Since you do have vision of both the tokens, what I am gonna do for now is take Avalia off the map, and then you can just have Cecile follow the party around.
I can see Cecile, but I can't see anything.
That's because nobody
Same.
else in the party has a light.
Ah, that's funny. You guys should put a light on yourselves.
Oh yeah, Avalia was the light source because she has her halo.
Literally, no one
Yeah,
else
her
had a
halo.
light source on. Seriously.
I have dark vision. I don't need it. I can see.
Same.
Dark vision is not the
Um,
same as having lights come out of your eyeballs. Fuck.
How do I put light on myself?
It's
The
an
effects.
effect.
Oh, okay. Spell light. There we go.
Hopefully
Oh, that's
someone
pretty
else
cool.
does it, because remember, Zane's the one who sticks at the back of the party. And remember, you're working in a group, Corgan, so if you're going to be the guy at the front, you might want to have light, since all the problems are normally going to be in front of you.
Good point. Tipper, could you cast light on my Earthbreaker?
Skylar?
Yeah, let me try to figure out how to do that.
Okay.
Go
Well,
to effects.
We're not actually going to have
Or-
Skylar do it. We're going to have Corgan do it so that he can get rid of it in the future.
Is there a condition for it, like an effect?
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you open effects, you'll see
Right at
the
the top.
spell light.
And I just drag it onto myself.
Yeah, just drag it onto your token or your combat tracker or whatever.
I'm gonna start it on Tristan. Alright.
Cool. And it's completely up to you, Steven. If you want to start working with the work on a character, that's cool. If you just want to enjoy the story that's going on right now, that's great. But I do want you to be, at the very least, paying attention to what's going on.
I wasn't planning on going anywhere. So I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna pay attention. I may start working on character stuff. I figured Cecile probably would stay with Avalia for both the reason that that's what Cecile would do, and also I'm not sure how much a familiar is supposed to do when their master is deceased.
Realistically, Cecile is freed from her familiar bonds and she's allowed to do whatever she wants.
Yep.
Also,
Okay. Well, she's gonna stick around because she believes there is a chance that Avalia will come back. And she's, at the very least, going to stick around for right now to mourn her friend.
that's fair.
I don't answer. Can you shoot that lock off that door?
Certainly. Certainly.
He would need light for that.
Can you move over?
If you want me to, I could go ahead. I think since light's becoming a big thing for everybody, I think Atalantir would, just in case he gets separated from everyone, go ahead and set his ever burning torch and put it on his belt.
Okay. Let's throw a torch effect on yourself.
There we go.
Cool. As a note, there are 2 other doors on this floor that you guys have not interacted with.
Yep. Corgan just wants the store next to us, because if Avalanche doesn't break it down, then Corgan's gonna just destroy the door.
Just promise me you'll catch.
I mean, you could
Be
try
ready.
smashing it too. Like, there's nothing. Like, you guys have just smashed doors up to this point.
Just watch me in case something bad happens. If you would.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pistol's already loaded with a bullet, so I'm going to aim it at the lock and take my shot. In fact, go ahead and take another look at the utility shot deed to make sure I'm doing this right.
I believe you just need to make a regular shot, and you need to hit the DC for the disabled device or higher.
Yeah, looks like it. It's a It gets bonuses to its AC. depending
Oh
on
yeah,
what
based
lock it
on how
is.
good of a lock it is.
Yeah, simple lock gets a plus 10, 15, 20, and 30 respectively.
And is it okay, now I'm not remembering it. Is that the AC you're shooting for, or is it
Yeah,
okay? Yeah. You can
it
fire.
starts out with 7 and it gets bonuses as it goes.
I just need to see like the value of a lock. You can do your roll though. I'll
Yep.
find it in a second.
I'll pistol whip. Where's my turn? There it is. Lovely.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I would like to point out that since I rolled a natural 1 on my attack roll with the pistol, dragon pistol, I jam it.
Nice.
Great.
So he
Original
goes
map,
to
I
like
believe you
shoot-
can unjam it.
I can as a standard action. Could
Okay,
do it as a move action if I spent a grit point for it, but it won't. So yeah, he goes to fire his dragon pistol at the lock, and bullet just gets caught in the barrel, and you just hear a slight pop as the barrel pilfers smoke out of it.
Yeah, that was not enough to even if you had hit with a 13, that was not enough.
All right.
Okay, I got a question on
yeah.
that. It feels weird, but does utility shot let you do it multiple times as opposed to like a regular skill check? Like, can you just keep? There's nothing that says it isn't, but like generally speaking, with skill checks, it's like a one and done. But you're not doing a skill check.
I'm not doing a skill check.
I don't know how I want to rule that. I don't know if I want you to be able to, because it feels like with Pathfinder rules, you should be able to keep doing it because there is like a downside to each messed up shot besides just not being able to get in. But at the same time, it kind of feels like it's against the spirit of the game. I'll leave it up. I'll leave it open to the floor. I will abstain from my vote until I hear the group's feelings on this. Do you feel like a utility shot should be reusable, or should it not be reusable as if it were an average skill check?
I'd be okay with treating a utility shot as a skill check for that purpose.
My thing is he uses a resource to do it. Takes uses grit, right? Each utility shot.
No,
uses
it's not.
grit?
It doesn't use grit. No.
As long as he has a grit, he can do it. And I
Yeah,
do agree with that. That is worth noting. He is using a bullet every time, but at the same time, if you look at the value of his bullet, it's almost nothing compared to your guys' level.
I'm just thinking, because I mean, I think that it works differently, and it's not easy to do. It's higher than it would be to make a disabled device check on it.
It's actually easier than a disabled device. It's actually slightly higher, but at the same time, his abilities make
My
it
attack
easier.
roll is also way higher than my skill check.
Yeah.
Oh, I looked it up for Blast Lock. On a miss, the lock is destroyed, but the object is jammed and is still considered locked.
Yeah, but I
get
also made a natural 1, which means my gun jams, which means the shot technically doesn't happen.
That is noteworthy. But if there is ruling for it, they called it a, what did they call it, David? The action?
Blast Lock. Here, I'm about to link it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't
it's
know
just
they
go
had
down to
rules
deeds.
for it.
It's under utility shot.
Okay. Okay. Blast Lock specifically says that. That's rough. So I guess in this case, I would let you re-roll now knowing that's how the Blast Lock works, but only because you rolled a 1. Because you technically didn't hit the lock.
Yeah.
Technically, nothing happened. Nothing came out of the gun.
I'm
Except
sure
smoke.
I'm sure it did. It just like blew up internally.
Yeah. It's just bits of bullet just kind of falling out of the barrel. Yeah, go ahead. Standard action. Clear the jam, and I guess go ahead and load a bullet and try again.
Looking for 17. Or, sorry, I think we're looking for a 22, because average lock. Which you hit. Okay, the lock gets
Nice.
blown off. Even though, like, realistically, with the way this door works, you've just, like, fried the internal lock on it. Part of the doorknob falls off.
Kind of blows the smoke off his gun and polsters it back. And steps out of the way.
As you said, so.
I was just going
Oh,
to...
there it goes.
Oh, that's right, because you got to open it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll just put it right there.
There's a stairwell that goes up. An L joint. L
Okay.
piece.
Well, we can check up there after we finish this floor.
And keep in mind, I may have just pissed off whatever spirit lives here even more. Lovely.
Whatever this family of necromancers was so scared of, they had to lock up.
Alright, I'll go over to the store. Go to shove it open if someone wants to assist me.
Yeah, go ahead. Move over here. Give him some guidance. Techno guidance.
You coming with him, Zane? I mean, there is no reason for Zane or Tibaru to not try and give you a strength check.
I mean, Zane has negatives in it.
Yeah, I can assist.
Yeah, there's
Tibaru
still no
actually
reason
has a
for
strength
one of you
modifier.
not to try. Rough.
Alright. Where's
Nice.
string?
Well, no, Tibaru already rolled.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I get
I
a
think
+2.
Atalantir succeeded.
Yeah, you get help from Atalantir, pointing out structural weaknesses in the door frame. Okay. Just make sure
Pull
this
into the door.
isn't locked. Okay, yes, it's not locked.
Alright. So is it open?
Yeah. If you walk in, I can give you a little bit of description. Just go into the doorway.
Right there?
Yeah. This entire bedroom is caked with a thick, spongy layer of dark green, blue, and black mold. Although it's disgusting and foul-smelling, it doesn't seem to be trying to attack you like the weird expression you saw in the room full of pictures.
Corgan kind of mutters himself. I think we should just light this place on fire once we're out of here.
I mean, that's an idea I'm all for.
I want you to know that as you step into this doorway, Corgan, your face suddenly feels extremely itchy. It feels like there's a tangled mess of tumors and boils on it.
Oh, he doesn't want to. Wearing
Here's
gauntlets, he wouldn't really want to. He'd probably like gingerly reach up to his face with his free hand.
There's some weird wording here that's suggesting you're probably going to do more than that.
Oh.
It's not as explicit as every other attempt at self-harm, but it definitely implies it. And so I will read it out in this case. Just so you understand why I'm a little pushed back by it. The PC feels as if his face has suddenly erupted into a tangled mess of tumors and boils, lasting just long enough for him to attempt to claw the offending sickness from his skull.
Yeah, that sounds like I'd make like an unarmed attack on myself.
Yeah, yeah. When compared to the other wordings of the other ones, it's not directly saying you need to try and kill yourself. But I think you should unarmed attack yourself, and we'll treat it as slashing damage. I doubt that matters for you, but if it does.
Okay.
If you don't have an unarmed attack on your sheet, you can grab one from the items list.
Yeah, I got one from when we fought what's his name in Habe Sanatorium.
Okay. As a default, it is set to lethal damage, though, so if you haven't changed it, it would need to be set to non-lethal.
Yeah, I said it on lethal.
Okay.
Do I need to roll the attack roll on myself?
I don't think so. I think you're just gonna hit yourself. Like, how would you not?
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So just give me your damage.
Do you want to switch it to slashing?
Do you have anything that actually makes it matter? Because if not, doesn't, just do it.
No, I don't have anything to change it.
Okay, yeah, just do regular. We just know that you're like clawing at your face. You can see a bunch of light scratch marks. Corrigan's face as he like turns around towards all of you. You all notice there's nothing wrong with his face except for the claw marks he's left.
You
Ah,
hey, Gorgon?
Felt like there's something on my face. I think we should get away from this room.
there's nothing on your face.
Except now claw marks, scratch marks.
Well, I am wearing gauntlets, so scratch a little too forcefully.
As an interesting note, this haunt here was one of the Zane was the only character who there was like a strong pull between multiple haunts for which one he would fit in, and this was one of them.
What do you mean by pool? Like,
Because they have like certain qualifications for where the haunt should fit, and there's more haunts than there are players. So you're supposed to find one haunt that fits each player best, and then the rest of them are universal. And this was one of the ones that was called the Festering Haunt. Festering Haunt was one of the ones that I thought would fit you.
Let me grab Gorgon, not open the door.
lucky me.
There we go.
Or unlucky Corgan.
At least if Avalia had died as she lived trying to protect her, because she went forward to flip that painting thing around because she was pretty sure something bad might happen and she wasn't going to let anyone.
Kind of reminds me of that shitty 2000s version of A Series of Unfortunate Events. Or not not A Series of Unfortunate Events. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, I know that movie. I own that movie.
I owned it too. I know it's a bad movie, but it's still like a guilty pleasure of mine.
I enjoy it, despite how bad it is.
I like it. It's a
cool
good
movie.
It's a good B rank movie.
It's a good
Honestly,
example of mutagens.
It's a pretty decent movie.
If you want an example of what a mutagen looks like, look at the big boy.
Yeah, it has a really good effect. Like the effects in it are awesome, and
Yeah.
it's effects that are the degree of awesome. It's just sad that the movie wasn't better itself.
All right, I'll try for the store to the southeast of me.
Okay. Let's see if we can get you some assist. Who's gonna assist him?
You know it.
Just consistent today, Adelan.
I know.
All of
so
these
go +4.
fire roll. Nice. Look at that. 2 bonuses. Break the door down. Bust it. As a note, the strength check actually would have been slightly easier than the disable device check for the door you blew open. Atalantier.
Nice.
It would have been a 24 as opposed to a 12. But it was definitely easier for you to blow it open than for them to strong arm it. Okay. You walk into what looks like a bedroom. I would actually like you to step one step farther in, if you wouldn't mind. Give you the full description. It's a bedroom with a bunch of features that are all child-sized, including the bed, the chairs, or a chair, a toy box, and a stone fireplace looming off to the east. That's big enough, like relative to everything else, that like kid could probably stand in it when you compare it to the size of everything else.
Oh, that seems dangerous.
So Zane could stand in it.
Yep. Alright, do I see you said there's a toy box?
Yeah.
I will hand my Earthbreaker to Atalanta, and then I'll open it.
I'll go to grab it and just kind of struggles as it falls to the floor. So he struggles to hold on to it.
I
'Cause
wish
I'm-
I could
It
Corrigan's
is pretty
Earthbreaker
weighty.
away.
Okay.
14 pounds.
Want to give me a perception check, everyone?
Perception?
Yeah, if you're outside of... Never mind. Fibro? Okay. Corgan, you can hear the sound of a child sobbing as you enter the room.
Alright.
And when you walk in, it's gonna be when you walk in. I don't think we're gonna have time for you to hand your stuff off since you waited to do that.
Yep.
When you walk in, you're convinced that your parents are trying to kill each other, and whichever of them survives is gonna come after you next. You have this vision of your mother wielding a torch and your father festering with tumors and wielding a long knife, both struggling with each other. The vision passes as fast as it occurs, and I'm going to ask you to make a will save.
Oh no.
Okay, roll me a d4. You're going to take 1 point of wisdom damage from the mind-numbing
Oof.
terror of the sight of your parents fighting.
Alright. Corgan kind of winces when he sees that happen.
Okay. You open the toy chest, and inside, you find the remnants of a bunch of very old-looking toys. Like you see a doll that looks like some bugs have gotten into. You can see parts of the fabric have been eaten at, and there's some stuffing sticking out of it. And it's actually proper stuffing as opposed to like straw. These are rich people. And you see like a few blocks and whatnot, different shapes. Do like a ball. And they all look like they're in bad shape.
Okay.
Stuff
Take a quick.
Right.
Good.
Just stuff you would expect to see in like a kid's toy box.
Okay. I'll take a quick glance around the room to see if there's anything else out of the ordinary.
No.
Okay.
For a moment, you saw your parents fighting. I guess that's interesting. What? What? Tell me a little bit about Corgan's parents. Like, what do they look like? I mean, I know I've given some set dressing to add on to them, but what do they just normally look like?
Well, the father looks pretty similar to Corgan. His beard's a bit longer, and he has more gold in it. Since he's obviously a merchant, he's gonna obviously flaunt his wealth. So he's got more gold in his beard, just like little hasps, stuff like that, to make the braids more ornate. His mother, bit shorter than both of them, probably more like 3'8", 3'9". Also black hair. I don't remember if Pathfinder female dwarves have beards or not.
I feel like they do, but I'm not confident in that.
In that case, she has a elegant beard as well.
But that could just be like my bias that like all dwarves should have beards.
The idea of female beards is kind of a strange one in my mind, but they are dwarves, so.
Because that's your human monkey brain, man, not your dwarf rock brain. I do want to throw something out here for you guys. Like, I know I do roles behind the scenes, quite often, and I know you guys have been seeing varying degrees of consequences for what's going on with your haunts, and part of that is that I've been doing roles behind the scenes for those, and some of you have just done worse than others, and I've just decided with this one that I'm gonna make them public, from here on out.
Okay.
Sounds good.
To be fair, though, like 4 wisdom damage. A win compared to pretty much everything else is pretty solid.
Yeah, 1d4 wisdom damage compared to try to kill yourself or succeeding at killing yourself.
Well, there's a little bit of bias there, right? Because it's trying to attack closest woman. You just were in a specific circumstance where, like,
you're the only woman.
The stars aligned to where your haunt was like the most dangerous so far. Just because you're a martial character, you're the only woman, you have a ×3 crit weapon. Like, it just all was not in your favor, but part of these games.
I'm just scared if I end up rolling where Atalanta tries to kill himself with his musket, which is a D10 with ×4 crit.
Oh god.
Yeah, the thing was, Avalia actually could have survived that, potentially, if she hadn't had the fact that her strength modifier was really high, and she power attacked.
Yeah.
Well, she would. Like, musket's also very deadly, but at least you wouldn't be power attacking yourself.
I think the scale's about the same. I think the average is a little bit lower, but it's pretty close when it comes to your guys' damage output for crit. Because his is ×4, even though he doesn't get the strength.
Right.
Yep.
You can do up to 50, and he can do up to 40. So yours is slightly above average because you have stats you add to it. But don't you have like a deed that lets you add your stat to your attack?
I might, but not. I think it's a level 7 stat deed.
Oh, okay, not something you get early
Either
on.
that, or it's something my firebrand replaces.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, he might have given up the one that gives damage to some stat damage done.
I know my level 1 deed, one of my first level deeds, which is I think Dead Shot, which lets me add touch attacks to my shots, was replaced by Dragonfire.
Dead Shot's so nice, but Dragonfire is cool too. Okay, what are you guys doing? Now you explored this kid's room.
Alright, I'm gonna leave and grab my Earthbreaker from Atalanta in my bag.
Yep.
And we got one more door to check.
More door.
Nice. I love to play on words.
Okay, we're going up to the next floor.
Well, after the store.
Fair. Open her up.
Do you guys want to assist me?
I am.
So we get a +2.
I guess that door's not opening.
All right, take Mars bigger. Do it.
Oh god. 2d6s. Takes you 5 minutes to hack through this old moldy door. See a hallway that bends around on itself. 15 feet down.
All right, I'll take a step into it. And go forward a little bit.
And you see a stairwell. Goes downstairs.
Okay.
Oh. That gives us a layout of this floor, at least.
Calling out to the group, and then say onwards and upwards.
I'm just
Indeed.
moving Cecile so that I. Else.
Yep. Feel free to floor away. If you guys just want to in this hallway, give me your layout so I can drag you guys up. Doop 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 doo.
Doop, 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 doop,
Because there's a doorway so soon, Cecile's not gonna come up with us immediately. But I'll bring her up as soon as the party moves. You go up this L joint, and you see that there's a door on your right-hand side, as well as a hallway in front of you that curves to the left.
All right. I'll go for the door.
Okay. Regular assistance checks.
Mm-hmm. Kind of scary that this haunt just has so
Damn it.
much. Scary that this
Alright.
haunt has so much TPK potential.
Take
Well, they're
Mars bigger,
different
do it again.
haunts, right? Like they're all different haunts. They're not all the same thing.
I know.
What's frustrating about them is that they don't allow saves.
I was referring to this
You
particular
no,
haunt.
so like there was like I said, I've been doing will saves for you guys this whole time. They just have varying degrees of effects. Sometimes you've succeeded, sometimes you failed. For example, in the one where Avelia was, you failed. So you got the full effect of the haunt.
Alright, I'll bust on the door.
Okay, give me your 2d6s.
Oof.
Oof.
9 minutes. Rough.
9.
Door open. Inside, you see a large number of wooden planks, rope, and other repair supplies that are stored here. The ceiling above sags noticeably, and in several areas, you see patches of sky. And really what I mean by that is you see patches of fog. A little bit seeps in, but it very quickly dissipates.
Alright. Kind of look out at the group, say, looks like it's just repair stuff, and that roof looks like it's going to fall apart at any moment. And then move on a little bit.
Maybe something worthy of note is that as you walk by Atalantier, you can tell that it looks like recently someone has patched that roof up. Like it used to be worse.
Could I determine how recent? Like within the last day or so?
Give me knowledge engineering.
All right.
Nice.
Wow.
Not that recent. I think we're looking at like months as your scale.
Okay. Someone was definitely here a while ago, trying to put this place together.
I'd ask
Alderman,
that
I assume.
just because Cecile is just here for looks that we keep her a little bit farther back in case other people want to occupy those spaces.
All right. Move
There's a
forward.
bunch of doorways down this hallway, like half a dozen of them.
I'll try this door to my north.
Okay.
Checks. Assistance.
If we're doing checks, it's going to be like that.
Okay.
There's an L shape here. Or vice versa. If Tibaru and Atalantium want to change spots, cool.
I think Atalantir would prefer to be ahead of Tibaru in case something charges down the hall.
Nice. He opens the door. And inside you see a bunch of old furniture that's been stacked up with sheets of linen and boxes and crates and other random stuff like that have all been piled together in here.
Okay. I'll peek right around the corner just to get full vision of the room. And oops, too far. And then say that it looks like just furniture, and then let's move on.
Okay, sounds good.
Next door.
Next door, indeed. Even rolling low, I succeed. I love that.
Yeah.
I love high skills.
Nice. Nice. You open the door, and inside you see another storeroom. While the other one was a lot more general, this one has primarily furniture.
Okay. Same thing. I'm gonna peek my head in just to get full view of the room. Make sure there's nothing hiding in that corner that I can't actually see. And on to the next one.
Nice.
Indeed.
Nice. Consistency.
Meanwhile, I'm not.
Yeah, you can open it up. Inside you find a bunch of boxes that have some of those pieces of linen we talked about earlier draped over them.
Alright. Same thing, gonna peek into that corner that I can't see without going into the room a little bit, and then back out. Explain to the group what's in there.
Do you think maybe we should check inside some of them boxes?
We can.
No. I'm afraid of what might happen if we do.
Most of the events we've encountered seem tied to traumatic events of the past here. I'm not sure we'll encounter that as much if these are just storerooms. Hopefully not.
Yeah, but who knows what hides inside these boxes.
That's true. If the items within were tied to those events, we might.
Or something much darker. Well, let's move on.
In the door to your south now, Corgan?
Yep.
Nice. Look at all this help you're getting. Nice. Okay, yeah. This one has like a bunch of planks that have been like very neatly arranged on one corner of the room, kind of leaning up against the wall. And then on the other end, you see some smaller, more rectangular shaped boxes.
Okay. Explain that to the group. Same thing. Gonna look in a little bit to get that corner scene, and then back up.
And there's a
thinking
really long hallway down here. And there's a total of 4 doors you guys haven't interacted with.
Okay.
Thinking on it now, if we can get this place cleansed of whatever haunts it suffers, this would be a very nice place to live. A little fixing up, but
I am pretty sure I never want to live here.
Yeah, I don't want to either. Do you guys want to try and
Same.
assist me with this door?
I'm just saying if we can cleanse this place, it has potential.
One of my allies said he doesn't want to live here.
Break the door
I
down.
would not want to live here either.
You said I got the door, Jacob?
Yeah. You look into this room, and you see that the ceiling here angles down very steeply, leaving only 4 feet of headroom to the south east. Still enough for Zane to enjoy it. And there's a low cot and a dresser. That's the only furnishings in this room. Can I get... Actually, I don't even need it. There is a loud shrieking noise you hear coming down from the end of this hallway, the end you haven't been down, on the far right. It's the shriek of someone in pain.
We all hear it?
Everyone.
Yeah, as soon as he hears Atlantir, like, sounds like someone's in help. Let's go. She starts rushing down the hallway.
All right, I'll follow. And overtake.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean, it's probably a trap, but we'll find out.
Let's go.
So there's the lock on this, but you can break it down if you want.
I'll try doing strength first.
Okay, let's get him his help. He's gonna need it. Give us your roll, sir.
Not with that.
No.
All right.
Atlantir.
I can try and pick it.
Oh, that's true. He could try and pick it before you blow it up.
We could both make an attempt to pick it.
+2. Oh my god. Alright, there we go.
Yeah, and I think...
Nope.
No, you needed a very, very high number.
I hand them to Atlantir. Be like, go ahead and try.
Before I do start picking it, is there a keyhole I could look through?
No.
No? Okay. I'll just pick the lock then. +2. God dang. Consistency.
You guys can
11s.
hear the sound of a sobbing woman behind the door.
Alright, that's it. Screw this. Immediately, like, tosses the key, tosses his stuff back, tosses the things back to Zane, pulls out a pistol and takes aim at the door. The key lock. And fire.
Okay. That is just enough for you to get this door out.
Awesome.
Lock is destroyed.
And with his leg, he busts the door open, cowboy style.
Okay, feel free to open it up. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit of description. The room in here is cold and damp. There's an old... I actually don't know how to pronounce that. Armor that stands near the east wall? Or armor?
Sounds right.
Armoire.
What is that?
It's a chest of drawers.
Oh, okay. The ceiling slopes down to only 4 feet high on the northeast, as you might have guessed, leaving little room for a small window over there. And you see a full-size mirror in a dark wooden frame of coiling roses that leans against these bricks. angled towards this tiny window. And you can see what looks somewhat like a woman. But like a very pale woman with blood on her chest and around her mouth, and dark rings around her eyes, which look white, but they're bloodshot. And she has pointy claws. Sounds really scary, I know. But doesn't like immediately run up and attack you or anything. She is close to this mirror that I was talking about, and you see her lean down in a corner, not even acknowledging all of you, and she's sobbing as she stares at this mirror.
I load another bullet into my pistol and go and take a step inside. And as I do, I go, "Ma'am, are you okay?" Kind of just cautiously inching towards her.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, that's not my best strong suit. Good thing I have charisma.
You hear her to continue to sob as she looks at the mirror in front of her, not even acknowledging your presence.
I kind of leaned back out of the door. Guys, someone in here. I don't know. Maybe you guys can have a better look at her. Kind of just sidestep, let people in. Try talking to her, but she doesn't even seem to acknowledge my existence. Out of character, is anybody else getting strong like witch vibes from Left 4 Dead?
I definitely wasn't looking up a GIF for that right now. There weren't any good ones. Just this dumb one. What do you guys want to do?
Well, in words of her, can you tell if she's human or not?
Oh, yeah, if you guys want to know what she is, you could give me a knowledge religion. Ibaru, you saucy baka. Yeah, you actually know what this is. This is a revenant. Revenant are spirits who were killed, normally murdered in terrific ways. That are tied to this plane based on their vengeance. They will last here as long as whoever wronged them remains. They're not inherently dangerous as long as you're not the reason they exist. And there normally is something that keeps them tied to a place. But there are different triggers that can cause them to behave in various ways, including making them dangerous. There are things, if you know stuff about the Revenant, that could cause them to attack you. But generally speaking, if this Revenant is here, there's probably something that's keeping this, and you can tell it's a woman, by the way. there's probably something keeping this woman here. And if that stops, if whatever trigger takes place, she will probably go after whatever is the cause of her death.
She's a revenant. She was probably murdered in some terrible way, and something is usually binding her to this place, to this manor. Purely a guess, but given how fixated she seems on the mirror, it might perhaps be the mirror that she's staring at. And if
Can
that
we
were
s-
destroyed, she might leave and seek vengeance, but it's hard to tell.
Can we see her face?
Yeah, you can see her face. That's why I gave you a description of her mouth and her eyes.
Right. Does she look familiar, like one of the others that pictures we've seen?
Good question. She
Thinking she might be.
does. Do you remember the room that Avelia died in?
Yeah, Aisha Foxglove.
She looks like Aisha.
Does anybody have remove curse?
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't think she's cursed. She's dead. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, Atalantir will take another step forward and go, Aisha? Are you Aisha Foxglove?
You don't get a response. She continues to look into her mirror. That's kind of hard to tell, since she doesn't have pupils.
What if we tried to cover up the mirror? Not destroy it, but cover it up.
Yeah, the thing about this, Tibaru, is that, like, that sounds like it would be a trigger. It's just, what kind of trigger would it be?
Yeah, I'm not sure at this point we want to do anything that might disturb her. She's usually, right now, she seems fixated on her mirror. She's not a harm to us or anyone else. If we disrupt her, she might be. And I don't know if we want to deal with that right now.
Give me like a knowledge. Give me another one, Tibaru. Give me another knowledge religion. Okay. You can recall a story of one of the clergy leads at the last church you belonged to, where when they were fairly early on into their paladinship, they were the assistant to a higher member of the clergy, in fact, an inquisitor, and they had to go out and deal with like a literal haunted house. Not something as big as this, from what you remember, but there was a revenant they had to deal with there, and no one there had any experience with it, but they had to clear it to get through the rest of the building to complete their task of cleansing the house itself, and they didn't know how to trigger them either. They had a little bit more limited knowledge than you had, and they just moved their entire group, with the exception of one person, the Inquisitor themselves. Everyone else went as far away as they could in that building from the Revenant, and they had the Inquisitor activate one of the triggers for the Remnant, but you're not sure what the trigger was. You just remember the story of the Remnant violently attacking the bed in the room that it was in, and then running off a few blocks away to another house, and killing a man who later that day was found out to be actually like a somewhat renowned serial killer in Magnamar.
Well, I remember a similar story, and in that case, the party that encountered the Revenant, did release one of its triggers, and it immediately went after, the party that had most likely killed it, a serial killer, I believe it was in Magnamar, and attacked them. Um, just from what we've encountered in this house, it seems likely that it was her husband that killed her. And we're starting to think, I think, from what we've seen, based on the pictures that we saw in the gallery, that her husband might be the ghoul. So perhaps triggering her would in some way lead us to him, but there's certainly a risk with that as well.
I think we should help her. She could not only should she lead us to him and help us possibly like clear all of this out, but would at least give her peace. I just don't like seeing this. I don't know why, but I just want to help her.
Well, it's definitely dangerous, but we could try breaking the mirror, I guess.
I mean, if someone wants to do that, I think that we should all stand well back in the hallway and give her some room to possibly clear out and go whatever way she's going to go.
Well, there's so much room in that hallway.
Well, yeah, we should try to give her some room to move, so she
Maybe
doesn't have to go through us to get to her prey.
I'd say we hide in one of the storerooms until she passes. Maybe the room closest to this one.
That might be a good idea. If one person wanted to be in here and shoot at the mirror, and the others of us could take places in the storerooms that we've seen.
Yeah.
I'm the hardiest one. I should probably be in here to break the mirror.
Well,
I can shut out. I could probably survive a couple of swings from her.
I'm also a pretty nimble figure myself. I could dodge and then just kind of bolt to where you guys are as soon as I get the chance. Plus,
And if she does seem fixated on you, we can certainly come back, but hopefully she will move. From what I know, she'll move in pursuit of, her killer.
Yeah. Idea I would say is, Corrigan, I think you should go to the room with everybody else and ready yourself in case I become her target. I have the gun, so I can shoot it from a distance and possibly avoid becoming collateral damage should she go on a rampage. And with my speed,
Don't like it, but it does make sense.
With my speed, I could probably make it back before she starts charging. Your armor slows you down. Oh well, if we got a plan in place, shall we do this?
Yeah, let's go back to one of these rooms.
I will make a note that because of all the stuff in these rooms, the most we can get is 2 people in either of the southern storerooms, 3 people in the northern storeroom you first went into, or 1 person in the northern storeroom that's closest to you guys.
Okay.
Probably divide up. Judging from the size, we should probably split up. Have 3 people take one of the other further storerooms, and I could probably take the closest one.
Oh, remember, we don't actually have 3 people. Right? Cecile's just here for...
Well, it'd be 3 people, but I would hang out in this room here that I'm in.
Okay.
As close as possible to where Atalantia is.
Okay. Atalantia, what are you going to do?
Once everybody is scattered and gotten to their positions, I'm going to go to the doorway. Could I shoot the mirror from here without hitting her specifically?
Yeah.
For the way she's positioned.
You could do that.
Okay, yeah, so...
Roll me a regular hit.
Yeah. So with my dragon pistol. Actually, no. For maximum accuracy, I'm going to draw my musket and take a no. Dragon pistol's more accurate because I got the enhancement. So yeah, just draw my pistol, load a bullet, and fire at it. Oof.
Okay. You strike the mirror at about the eye level of where she is, collapsed on the ground on her knees. You see it crack. It goes through. Now there's a hole that leads into the floor behind it. And with that, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, this... oh.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
No, that's enough. You see this degree of consciousness pop up on Aisha's face that you hadn't seen before. She stands up in a very unnatural manner before reasserting a very normal looking position. She unleashes this baleful shriek, cries out, "Aldern! I can smell your fear! You'll be in my arms soon!" And she starts running towards the door.
And as soon as she turns to start running, I just book it for I'm going to book it for the bedroom where it's basically where the token of Cecile is.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. And I
Yeah.
just kind of turn and just hide right here beside the door.
And Aldern just
wait for...
or not Aldern, Atalantier just books it down the hallway. You hear someone running behind him. Corgan, you can just see Atalantier just makes it into the room to your side as Aisha's running behind him, almost runs him over as he slows down, and she very quickly rounds the corner and runs past all of you. It looks like she's heading down the stairs. What do you guys want to do?
Follow her.
Okay.
So I say follow.
Yeah, follow her.
I think we will end the session with you guys following her all the way down to the set of stairs that you haven't gone down. She is going downstairs.
All right.
Oh, there's a I can only think of one song that matches this. We're following the Revenant, the Revenant.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll put you guys downstairs.
Well, hopefully we have a Revenant ally to help us with this.
I think she wants him dead, so maybe. But yeah.
Until she kills him, and then what happens?
If
I don't know, but him dead's a start.
If my if my player understanding of revenants are, once she kills her quarry, she's no longer tied to the material plane, so her soul just kind of leaves to wherever it goes.
That's true.
Well, I hope that's true.
That's true. Tiberu would know from what he's heard about this Inquisitor. He knows about that the Revenant disappeared shortly after killing its murderer. What do you guys think of the session?
It was good.
I think it was definitely a 180 from last week.
Yeah.
Last week was very lighthearted, very kind of comical. This week it just got so grim and serious.
I mean,
very true.
To be fair, that was like our group's fault, right? Like we were really playing. We're having a lot of fun with the idea of Zane being kidnapped.
By me.
That's entirely our fault. The tone, as set, is supposed to be very, very serious and dark and creepy.
So far we had somebody run away protecting their child. We had somebody basically killed himself on the desk, like slit their throat, possibly. Then we had somebody that killed all women. And then we had somebody that was like plague infested on their face.
Are you trying to provide answers for different haunts you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay. What
I was-
about
I was-
like the
Sorry.
the scarf?
Do what?
What about the
A
scarf?
Oh, that was a haunt? I thought that was just like an enchanted item.
Well, you guys assumed it was enchanted because you didn't know what haunts were.
Ah.
You thought these were all magical effects. And then what about the chimera?
Thought that was a trap.
Yeah, we thought that was a magical security system.
Okay, that's fair.
After everything that we've been experienced, I was tempted, but I stayed quiet for the sake of it. I was going to ask if if I could have made a knowledge local and try to see if I heard stories as to what happened in the Foxglove Manor.
We did this a while ago. And the only one who really knows stuff about the foxgloves is Corgan.
Right. I wasn't sure if maybe there would have been some kind of story or legend that circulated about what happened.
Oh, there totally is. You guys just don't know it. Yeah, this place is called the Misgivings for a reason. There's a whole story behind this. Once we get done with this chapter, there's so much I want to share with you guys. I think if you guys, I mean, you're getting a decent understanding of the story going on here, but I think you would appreciate, like, some more details.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident that at least one, probably Aldern, might have done some terrible things in the name of lichdom.
I would like
That's
to
my
point
theory.
out that, like, this, like, is the most tragic shit I've seen written in a Pathfinder game. Like, and fucked
it's
up.
fucking
Like,
dark.
fucked up and tragic.
And I
This
thought-
whole fucking manor is just the worst.
And here
Yeah.
I thought Nualia's backstory was terrible.
You're gonna see a theme with Rise of the Ruinlord.
Yeah, lots of people with very bad backstories.
Which makes you think of them less as like actual villains, more like just people to pity. Like
They can
I'm
be
more-
both, right? Like,
I mean, with all
Like-
due intention, it was a good thing that we killed Nualia, but at the same time, you can so understand why she became what she did.
yeah.
It's
Sympathetic
like-
villains are the best villains.
Oh, I love that.
Or maybe not sympathetic, but ones you can understand.
Yeah.
Relatable.
Yeah. Not. Then again, it is fun every now and then to just have a twirly mustache villain, which is is how a lot of the Pathfinder villains end up feeling.
Pursue power for the sake of power.
All right, I'm gonna go. I have to really use the restroom. So, see you guys.
It was fun,
All
man.
right. See y'all.
Hope to see you guys next week.
So, Jacob.
Yeah?